Yo! What's good? What's really, really good? What's good? Yes, I'm excited. Yes. Yes, I am. Knicks Vibes, what's going on? I see you. And I know who you are. Knicks Vibes, I know who your alter ego is. Iverson Vlogs. What's good? Point five. Hey, what's good? Kobe Grant, what's good? Ismail Rivas, what's good? Hey, Ismail Rivas. Yeah, Kev W needs an intervention, right? Okay. Kev W needs an intervention, but I'm gonna get to that later on. We'll talk about that at a time where we have a whole bunch of time, I guess. Jaden Sammy, what's good? What's good? Yes, I'm excited. Yes, my energy is up. I'm excited. Okay. I'm excited. You know why? I'll tell you why. Andrew, what's good? Andrew, I want to say your last name. I think it's Cola J. Is Cola J your last name, or did I mess it up? I've been wanting to say Cola J for a while. Man, what's good? I'm talking to y'all, and Sports Vibes TV is texting me. Shout out to Sports Vibes TV. Shout out to Sports Vibes TV. I got a couple of text messages from some Knicks content creators. From I got a couple of nothing, or about 3 or 4 nothing but Knicks text messages, and a couple of Sports Vibe TV text messages. So shout out to the other Knicks content creators, man, for doing anything. Y'all doing your thing. Shout out to them for producing quality content. So I'm excited for a number of reasons. Andrew, I got it right. Cola J. Bam! Now I'm super excited. So I got it right. Andrew, stop playing. Hey, Andrew, if I got your last name right on the first try, put a thumbs up in the chat. Andrew, if I got your last name right on the first try, throw a thumbs up in the chat, please. If I got it wrong, throw a thumbs down in the chat. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Yo, we got it right. Hey, shout out to my man, Andrew Cola J. What's good? SJ3, what's good? What's good? I'm super excited. And so first of all, I'm like the guy that brings the energy. I didn't know I was the energy person until like I was around other people, and other people were like, "What's wrong with him? Why he hype?" Yeah, man. No lie, no lie. I'm gonna tell you a true story. True story. True story. True story. So I went to this school, PS15, in Jersey City, New Jersey, right? And I was a tall kid, so I was like 5'6", 5'6" as a sixth grader, right? That's kind of tall. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of tall. Sixth graders are not generally that tall. You know what I mean? So I talked to the basketball coach. The coach is walking down the hall. He's like, "Hey, kid, go to the gym and try out for the basketball team." And so I saw the tryout sheet, right? And all the names was on there, such and such, eighth grade, such and such, seventh grade, such and such, eighth grade, such and such, seventh grade. And so I tell coach, I'm like, "Hey, coach, I'm a sixth grader." And he's like, "Get out of here. How many times you been in sixth grade?" And so while I'm tall, I'm a young sixth grader, right? I was a young sixth grader at the time. You know how everybody have their birthdays at the beginning, and you know how you like one of the last kids to have a birthday in your grade. That was me, right? I was always one of the last kids to have a birthday in my grade. You know what I mean? So so hey, Jaden, it's actually like 6'4" and something something. It's like so close to 6'5" that I like to claim 6'5". I actually say 6'5" and a half, but I'm not 6'5" and a half. So anyways, the coach is like, "How many times have you been in sixth grade?" And he puffed like on his cigarette or whatever, blowing smoke everywhere. And I'm like, this is my first year in sixth grade. "Well, what about fifth grade? How many times did you take fifth grade?" "Once." It's like, "Whatever, kid, go to the gym and try for the basketball team. We'll figure it out." So I go to the gym, and what I notice is there are a bunch of tall kids in the gym that actually can't play, but they're there because this random teacher was like, "Hey, tall kid, go to the gym and try for the basketball team." You know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of dudes in there but I could play a little teeny bit, but I was nervous. You know what I mean? Because as when you're young, and it's so crazy. When you're young, the next stage of something always seems like a challenge. Like I was nervous to be in the gym with seventh graders because at the time I thought there was a huge difference between a sixth grade and seventh grade. You know what I mean? At the time, at the time, you know, I thought there was a huge difference between sixth graders and seventh graders. Right now that I look back on it, I'm like, sixth, seventh, eighth, it's all the same to me right now because I'm old. You know what I'm saying? But when I was actually a sixth grader, and this is like the early '80s, man. Times were different. Times were different, man. So the early, let's like early, I ain't, whatever. And so the coach runs this play, right? He says, "Kid," he looks at me and says, "Kid, what's your name?" And I'm like, "My name is Uncle Freezy." So he like, "Uncle Freezy, you like geometry?" And I'm like, "No, not really, but I can do it. I can understand it." He was like, "Can you shoot?" And I was like, "I like to shoot. I don't know if I'm great at it." He was like, "What I want you to do, no matter what you do on the court, just run a triangle, stop, and then run another triangle, stop, and just keep running triangles. So what I want you to do is from the top of the key, run to the rim, right? Then run to the corner, and then come back to your start spot." So I'm like, "Hey, that's a triangle." And he's like, "Yes, kid, just run a triangle," right? So I'm like, "Okay." So I run this triangle as fast as I can, like cut at the rim, cut to the corner, come back to the top of the key. And he was like, good. When you go to the corner, I'm going to throw you a basketball. So I run to the front of the rim, I cut to the corner, and he throws me a basketball. I catch it, and I run it back to him and give it back. And he's like, oh, my God, kid. Are you serious? Have you never played organized ball before? And I'm like, no, Mr. Such and Such, I'm a kid. I'm a kid. So he's like, when I throw you the ball, shoot it. Don't do as soon as you catch it, you shoot it. And so I run to the rim, I run the baseline to the corner, I catch the ball, and I shoot it. And it's a push shot, it's a granny shot, right? You know how it is when you're young. When you young, like with me, I was skinny and frail. Though I was tall, I was not strong. I looked like Reggie Miller shrunken down to a 6th grade size, right? At the time, I was probably about 95 pounds, right? A 95-pound 6th grader, maybe 95 pounds. So I was like maybe 5'6", 95 pounds. And don't laugh. Don't laugh, man, because don't try to visualize. Just stay with me. Just pay attention to the story. Don't pay attention to what I look like as a dorky kid with floppy socks and spot-built sneakers on. Don't try to imagine that image. Just stay with me, right? It's funny. So I granny shot the ball, and it goes in, swish. And the coach looks at me like, he takes a cigarette out of his mouth. He's like, do it again. And so I run and just just floppy socks, big doofy sneakers, gym shoes on. I run to the rim and then run to the corner, catch the ball, and do the push shot, the granny shot. And it goes in. And this dude is smoking. Back then they didn't smoke. I don't know what he was smoking. It wasn't Marlboros. It wasn't anything cool like that. He wasn't a Marlboro man. I think he might have been smoking like Cools or something, right? So he was like, "Hey, do it again." And so I take off, and mind you, I'm not fast, right? I'm not fast. So I run, and I run to the rim. I run to the corner. And he throws me the ball, and I do the and mind you, this terrible form. Now I'm telling you, I did the granny shot because 6-year-olds, I mean not 6-year-olds, but 6th graders don't necessarily have Ray Allen or Allen Houston form, right? You know what I'm saying? So I shoot the granny shot, I'm pushing it from my waist, right? Nothing but net, right? So I come over. And I have all these wristbands. I have too many wristbands to be cool. I have on like 3 wristbands on each arm and a headband, right? But whatever. And then they were not even basketball wristbands. They were Mets wristbands. Y'all remember the wristbands with the faces on it? Anybody remember the wristbands with the faces on it of your favorite player? Yeah, those at a basketball tryout. Floppy socks and spot-built sneakers, right? So this dude, he calls over the 2 coaches. He's like, "Coach, come here." And so he tells me, he like, in order for you to play, so it's some stupid thing. He's like, in order for you to be a basketball player, you got to be in shape. Uncle Freezy, take some laps. And so what I didn't know was PE teachers back then, if they wanted you to get out of their face, they say, take some laps. So, right. So I'm taking some laps, and I'm thinking to myself, like, how many laps he want me to take? So I'm like running. And then he called me over again. "Hey kid, come here." And so I come over, He's like, what's your name again? What's your name? And so I'm like, I'm Uncle Freezy. I'm in Miss Smith's class. He's like, do that triangle thing again that I had you do earlier. And like the three coaches, and it's weird because it's like, I don't know if y'all remember, how these things go or whatever. And I promise I'm gonna wrap you up because the end of this story is gonna be funny. It's gonna be about energy, right? So the one coach that was smoking the cigarette, like telling me to take the laps, it was like, an Irish dude, but it looked like he had some beard, some weird Afro perm, right? Like some weird Afro perm, right? Right. With a T-shirt that said "Coach," and you can't make this stuff. With "Coach" on the front of his T-shirt, Coach, like we didn't know who he was. Okay, and then like a short black dude, balding, like a bald dude with and had the George. Imagine George Jefferson just with a pot belly, right? And another tall dude with him. He says, run the triangle like I told you, this thing. And so I run to the front of the rim, and then, I get to the corner, and this dude, the tall dude, whips the pass to me, almost break my fingers. And so I shoot the ball, and it's swish, right? And so the dudes, they huddle up, and they like, and they huddle up, and they send me out of the gym, like, go to class, Uncle Freezy. And I'm like, oh man, my heart is broken. I'm a sixth grader. I'm thinking like, man, I ain't got cut from the team, and I had my heart set on making it. You know what I'm saying? I walk by, I look in the gym, there and there practicing and all kind of stuff, whatever. And so a couple of days later, like the dude would see me and wouldn't even talk to me, wouldn't say nothing to me, right? Wouldn't say nothing to me. These dudes, right? And so PS15, whatever, you see these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And so 2 days later, they post the people that made the team, right? And at the very bottom, you see Uncle Freezy, sixth grader, Mrs. Smith's class, right? Oh boy. So man, so I make the team, right? I make the team. I'm the very last name, right? On the thing. I make the team. Man, I'm excited. I tell my pops, and my pops is old school, right? My pops old school athlete, like old school athlete, right? And I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I'm gonna get to the point of the story, the end of the story. So I tell my pops is like, man, so what? They just probably had an extra uniform to give away, right? That's my pops, right? Superstar athlete, Mr. My pops is Mr. I got a shot with the Pittsburgh Pirates and Cincinnati Reds, so nothing impressed him back then. My pops was like the dude that was a high school pitcher that they tried to convert to an outfielder, and he didn't like it, so he quit. That's my pops. May he rest in peace. Right. My pops was like, I was throwing 100 before they knew what 100 was. And so I'm like, really, man? You were throwing 100 before people knew what 100 was. Okay. So I tell my pops, man, I tell my uncles, tell everybody, and they like, and I'm like, yo, you gotta come to the game. You gotta come to the game. I'm on the team. And my uncle's name is straight up like, yo, we ain't coming to the game unless you playing. Are you playing? We ain't gonna come watch other kids play and see you sit on the bench. So I'm like, oh man, now I gotta start basically for y'all to come. So anyway, so we play these teams, we play the schools all around the whatever, and we're getting blown out. Like we lose in elementary school ball. If you lose by 15, trust me, that is a blowout. That's like losing by 40 in the NBA, right? It's like losing by 40 in the NBA. So we losing to these teams by 15, by 20. We lost by 20 one time, 20 points in elementary school, right? 20 points. That's like losing by 50 in the NBA, right? Yeah, Chet Nick. Yeah, my family was very supportive. Very, not really. Right, when it came to stuff like that. But anyways, so we losing by 20, and I'm and no lie, we losing by 20, right? And I'm at the end of the bench talking to the cheerleaders about comic books. No lie, no lie. This is me, a sixth grader, right? I am so interested in the game that I'm talking to them, I'm talking to the cheerleaders about comic books. And I hear somebody whisper, Uncle Freezy. So I hear, Uncle Freezy. Except he's not whispering. I'm so involved in the conversation. The dude is yelling my name, but I can't even hear him. He's screaming, Uncle Freezy! Uncle Freezy, come on! So he's screaming my name. And so, I run up to the thing. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? He's like, oh my God, Uncle Freezy, calm down. Go over there to that table and they'll let you in the game. So I run to the table and run in the game. The referee blow the whistle. Like, kid, get off the floor. So, I didn't know what checking into a game was. Just tell you how much of a novice I was, right? So so I get in the game. I have no idea what to do. I've been practicing the whole time, but I had no idea what it was like to have cheerleaders cheering, crowds roaring, referee whistles blowing, screechy sneakers going on, 10 dudes running around. It's different from playing at Bayside Park. Like at Bayside Park, you play your 3-on-3, your 4-on-4, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe the adults will let you play 5-on-5, but it wasn't no crowd. Wasn't no horn, no to let you know the dead ball horn. Wasn't no scoreboard, wasn't no cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? And so I get in the game. The first thing I do is dive for a loose ball, right? No lie. This dude throws a pass, and a dude on my team tips it, and it's rolling out of bounds. And the 7th and 8th grade boys are looking at it go out of bounds, and I dive for it, and I bruise myself up against the bleachers. Y'all remember wooden bleachers in the gym? Y'all remember wooden bleachers? I dove headfirst into some wooden bleachers, right? And I got the ball, and the referee looks at me and says, "It's their ball. You're out of bounds." And I have this look on my face like I want to cry, and I really did, man, because I thought I did something good. So I dive out of bounds. I dive for a loose ball, and I'm gonna speed this story up too, because Jonathan Macri will be here in a few minutes. As a matter of fact, let me send him the invite. Let me send the invite to Macri. Okay. So Macri won't be able to make it. All right. So sorry about that, y'all. Macri won't be able to make it. He said he may be able to make it Thursday. Right. So sorry about that, y'all. This is, it was last minute for him because he just told me that in the thing. So anyway, that gives me like 2 more minutes to tell my story. So I dive for the loose ball. I scratch myself up. I got a bruise on my back. I'm about to cry because I think I did something bad. The coach walks down to me and helps me up, slaps me on the butt, and says, "Go get him, kid." And so now, it's just like a little kid, your range of emotions go from one place to another. And so the other team's best play, the coach says, "Hey, stick him and don't touch him. So I go out there and y'all remember that movie, The Cable Guy? Where the dude was like really over the top playing in a casual league, like real over the top. That was me. So I'm guarding this 8th grader and I'm just like, won't let him breathe. And the dude is like, calm down, kid, calm down. And I'm like, but coach told me to stick you and don't let you move. You know what I'm saying? So anyways. Long story short, the coach is like, oh my gosh. So he says, kid, you remember the triangle? And I was like, yes, I remember the triangle play. And because I had been practicing it on my block. Outside by myself, all I did was run that triangle to the right, run that triangle to the left. And so he says, run the triangle to the left. And so our point guard, he says, go. And then I run and he passes me I run to the rim. And what I didn't notice was the defense will try to hold you if you run through there. I didn't know it at the time. So I run to the rim, I run to the corner, and guess what? I catch the ball and I shoot it. And I make it. And the coach goes, hot dog it. And I get so happy, I forget to get back on defense. Everybody's like, get back on defense. And so I run this play. So I run it one time and I make a shot. And then I run it again, the opposite side, and I make a shot. And he takes me out of the game. But on my way out of the game, I run and jump in my coach's arms like a baby. Right? And he's like, get off me, kid. Sit your behind down, Uncle Freezy. Get off of me. What's wrong with you? Coach, I'm an energetic 6th grader that did something good. So he put me down on the ground and I wind up and I slap him on the ass as hard as I can. Pow! And I say, get hype. And he like walked me to the end of the bench. He was like, sit here, don't move. I slapped a grown man on the rump during a basketball game and told him to get hype. Yo. And listen, if that don't make you laugh, I don't think that you have a sense of humor. Because when I hear my friends tell that story, like I still have friends from that era, right? I still have friends. They was like, hey, Uncle Freezy, you remember that time when you slapped coach such and such on the behind? Talking about get hype. Yeah, that was like 40 years ago, but yeah, I remember. That was like 40 years ago, yes. But I remember. And so for as long as I've been Uncle Freezy, I've had that weird, strange energy. And it's like that energy that I bring to y'all all the time. So y'all are like, man, this dude, he gets on the microphone, everyone, yo, what's good? I can't help it, man. I can't help it. It is what it is. But while y'all laugh at me for doing that, check this out.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speak in the God.
And yes, I'm super excited and hyped about other things Knicks related. Right? But before I do that, I want to share something with you. I want y'all to I'm going to review the Knicks Twitter poll from yesterday. So the Knicks Twitter poll from yesterday, how good are the Knicks this season? 5% of you said great. Out of 20 votes, 5% of you said great. 35% of you said good. And 60% of you said average. Okay? So I'll go over that one more time. So 60% said average. 35% said great. 5%, I'm sorry, 35% said good. 5% voted great. And 0% voted bad. So of all the people that voted, nobody thinks this current Knicks team is a bad team. Right? And that's a bit unexpected because you never know what you're going to get. But to have no one vote bad kind of surprised me some. Right? So today's Twitter poll, today's Knicks Morning Drive Twitter poll the question is RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley the backcourt of the future? And so far with 13 votes, the yeses lead the way at 76.9%. The no's are behind with 23.1%. So I'm here to ask you, do you believe Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett are the backcourt of the future? Do you believe RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley are the backcourt of the future? And so going into yesterday's game, I was hesitant to ask y'all the question before the game because I didn't want, say, a bad game by both to overshadow how you feel about both of these players. Right? So, yeah, the backcourt now. Hey, Ron Cleveland is in the building. What's good? I forgot to throw the invite. I was so busy telling my weird 6th grade awkward story that I forgot to put the invite in the chat. And so the thing is this. We all have had those awkward adolescent moments. You know what I'm saying? We've all had those awkward. What's up, Ron?
Man. What's going on, Freezy?
Hey, man. I just told an awkward 6th grade story about myself, about me being in 6th grade, about making the elementary school team and doing something awkward. and so basically what it amounts to is Uncle Freezy having a whole bunch of nervous energy and excitement at the same time. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Kev?
What's going on, crew?
Cornerstone.
Y'all the only two I listen to, man, because y'all the only reasonable people out there. Let's keep it real. Y'all the only two reasonable people out there.
I like to listen to y'all, man. The reason why I like to listen to y'all is because when it comes to my thoughts, of course, my thoughts come to me first. Mm-hmm. Right? And I feel like I don't necessarily need to share all of my thoughts. You know, some of the thoughts I keep to myself, right? Not that I entertain myself, but sometimes I just like to meditate about stuff and just think about stuff to myself. You know what I'm saying? And then if it's something I feel like I can't hold, then I share it. You know what I'm saying? But I like to listen to other people. Like I listen to Ron. Like I listen to Ron about something. And so I don't like to think about what he says until he's finished. You know, some people like will hear you talking and then they jump in and cut you off while you trying to. And I'm like, no, let my man finish. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I like to listen to people and hear them out, and then go back and think about what they said. Goes man, what's good?
What's up, panel? Yo, look at this. Look at this.
Yo,
it's
Yeah,
starting,
man.
2 times today.
I'm not looking forward to shoveling this, man. I am not.
Yo, yeah, man, I'm stuck at work, bro.
Oh, you stuck
wow.
at work? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, I'm stuck at work. I just came out to get some, say what's up to you guys, and
Yeah.
get
You
some
safe out there, man.
food to hunker down. Yeah, man, no doubt. It's gonna snow all day until tomorrow, man.
What?
Hey, you making me have flashbacks to Fort Drum, man, upstate New York. You just made me think about that when you said that.
I can dig it, man. I can dig it.
South Carolina sounds good right now, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
yeah, bro.
Yo, Uncle Freezy, when you described your coach, you know who I saw? In my mind, Will Ferrell. Remember when Will Ferrell made that basketball movie?
Yeah.
With the afro and the headband.
Yo.
That was a funny movie. That was a funny movie.
Yeah, that's what I saw in my mind, man. That was a great story, bro.
Yeah, man. And I mean, and don't so he tells me to do and mind you, I was not a great, like a superb athlete, but I come from an athletic family. Like everybody in my family plays sports. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't the best guy out there, but I played hard. I brought energy. I just couldn't help it. I mean, you can't take the energy home with you. You know what I'm saying? You may as well leave it out there on the floor.
You right
know what
about
I'm saying?
that.
That's right.
Yeah. So man, I hit 2 jump shots, right? And I went to my coach and I jumped in his arms like it was his wedding day or something. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, hey, you stupid kid, get down off of me. And he had a cigarette. I got ashes all over me. So it was a weird time. It was crazy, man. And as soon as he put me down, I slapped him on his rump as hard as I could.
Right.
Yeah,
that's funny.
man. Yeah, man. But
Too funny.
Yeah, man. But you know how it is, though.
Yep. Hey, Freeze, real quick. In the New York Post, Mark Berman had the only time that I really, read Mark Berman when he says something positive. Do you think we could have our big three?
I saw that. I didn't get a chance to read it. I saw it.
It made a lot of sense. And Randall, RJ, and Quickly.
Right.
We might have our foundation right there.
Right.
And sprinkle in some Mitch and some other some other pieces in there. I mean, I was always the proponent of our quote unquote cornerstones were Mitch and RJ, and I'm still I'm still on board with that, but I got to throw Quickly and Randall in there. I mean, I can't help it. I am so impressed with Randall's performance this year. And I know it's like only 20-something games, but he really did a 360 from what he did last year. A total 360.
Hey, Cornerstone.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Trust what your eyes say.
Exactly.
Trust what your eyes say.
And people still can't. Ron. People still can't. Even your chief debater, Mr. Chuck, he still can't believe that. You know?
I'm gonna tell you what, man. What I'm seeing from Julius Randle, the way he playing the game, man, is like he was looking at tapes from LeBron, and like he studied LeBron to a T.
Yeah.
How he's playing the game, and not so much as this game, because it was the one game, I think it might have been the game before, where he had 17 points, but he still had those assists. And what I watched, I saw how he played that game.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking for his shot at all. Like the first, like I think he had 5 assists before he had a basket.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all that was the air marks. I'm like, okay, I watching that game. I said, he playing this game like LeBron played.
Yeah.
Getting everybody else involved. You know what I think it is that he finally figured out is that I can get my shot on pretty much anybody when I want it.
Exactly.
And I think that's been the biggest thing in his game. And now he's like, let me concentrate on getting everybody else involved. And it's really a joy to watch him and RJ play together which I thought would have never happened. I'm watching them guys chest bump, tapping each other on the chest and stuff.
Yeah.
So that article, man, I think those three guys, man, we can count on.
Yeah, exactly.
We can count on those three guys. It's the other guys that's in question.
Right. And
you know what?
Go ahead, Goose.
Yeah, I was just saying, you know what, guys? I think a lot of fans think that how Randall's playing is like an aberration or some type of fluke. But in my mind, I think he's crossed the threshold.
Right.
I think he's hit his prime. He's 26, 27 years old. He's entering into his prime years. And I think he's just finally, he's figured it out in regards to his efficiency and how he needs to play for himself and for his teammates. And I think he's learned from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year he tried to take on too much. I think he trusts his teammates a little bit more this year. And you kind of saw that waning a little bit when he started to go back to his old ways and taking a little bit less efficient shots and his assist numbers went down, but he's kind of leveling out again.
Yeah.
Now that RJ's, showing that he's RJ's like RJ, I think in my mind, RJ was worried too much about being a shooter before.
Mm-hmm.
And like shout out to MSG, they had said this, that somebody must have got into his ear and told him, listen, concentrate less on being a shooter and concentrate more on being a scorer.
Yeah.
And Goose, to your point, you know who it was that got in his ear? Because if you notice something, he took off right after that Brooklyn game. After that Brooklyn game, if you remember, him and Steve Nash was at the center court after the game, and there wasn't no blase talk. Them guys stood there a while talking.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And ever since that game, RJ has been a different player.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But the thing about the thing with Randall, it's amazing what coaching can do. Coaching matters big time. You think about Randall, who were Randall's coaches with the Lakers? Luke Walton. And then he goes to
Alvin Gentry with the Pelicans.
The Pelicans.
Yeah.
A little bit of
upgrade.
What's the word for upgrade? Yeah, a little bit of an upgrade. Comes here, Fizdale and Miller.
Miller. Yeah.
I'll give Miller a little bit of an upgrade because there's no telling what Miller could have done if he was manning the ship the whole year. So I'm gonna give Miller just a little bit. But then you go from those coaches to Tibbs. Come on.
Yeah, it's a different league.
Come on.
It's a different league.
And then I'm gonna throw in there. You sprinkle Tibbs with the coaching staff of Woody and with Kenny Payne. Now, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know who Kenny Payne really was at Kentucky. I hardly paid attention to Kentucky. I just knew about the players. But again, it shows what coaching can do.
I don't know if y'all heard what Isaiah had said on NBA TV when they had asked him about Julius Randle's performance this year, and he said sometimes players find their coach, and sometimes coaches find their players.
Yeah.
Later in their career, and he said, a lot of times players don't find their coaches, but he said for Julius Randle, it says him and Tom Thibodeau has been a perfect match. And they even had an article in the New York Post, I believe it was the New York Post, one of those, newspaper articles. They were saying talking about how there's been players after year 6 that takes off.
Right.
And it's not uncommon. But there are a list of people that have taken off at the year 6. Oh. You know what I mean? And hit that stardom. Julius Randle, man, I'm telling you, man. Shout out to Jay Boogie, man. Jay Boogie said, "Hey, all of us, we doing a disservice, man. If we don't vote that guy, try to vote that guy."
Oh, I voted him. Yeah, I already did. I try and do that every day. I try, do that every day, every chance I get, trying to, put him in because they. Go ahead,
Uncle Chop, what's going on with you, Uncle Chop, man? Hey,
I'm sorry. Listen, I fell asleep last night. I when I woke up I went to work and I'm coming home. I can't, whatever. I'm like, damn, I left the StreamYard on. I'm so sorry. I fell asleep.
Hey, it's all good, man. Hey, you got them breakfast with Freezer this morning, man? You got that chop wagon? You got
Yeah,
that
he
Chuck
wants some
Wagon
breakfast
link?
burritos. Yeah, he wants some breakfast burritos, so I got to
Burritos.
take care.
Yeah,
Man, you got to take care of your people.
I want some of
Yes,
them
sir.
grits and eggs and links, man. I want some of that.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
listen, guys. Wish me luck on getting home because people were like, "Why the hell you went to work?" And everybody cursing me out. And then there was a weather advisory on the phone. Did you get that, Kev?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
just now.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to make my way home now. It's just
Yo,
it's
be
very
safe,
crazy.
man.
Yeah,
be
y'all,
safe.
Yeah.
definitely be safe out there, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
So I was worried that when I heard about the weather, because the thing came across, I said, man, I hope our boys are ready in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
I hope
right.
the league don't try to postpone that game.
Yeah, man. Oh man, that'd be crazy. That'd be
Wow.
crazy because they have enough any myriad of reasons right now to use cancellation, especially when looking at player safety. So, but let me ask y'all this. So the big three thing I think is I don't know if that's reasonable right now at this stage, but I do believe we have the backcourt of the future right now. You know what I'm saying, in place. I do believe that Tom Thibodeau will eventually go to Emmanuel Quickly as the starting point guard. But I also believe that in order for Quickly to be the starter, you have to do away with Elfrid Payton. Like
Yeah.
I don't think Payton can be on the roster with Emmanuel Quickly as the starter. You know what I'm saying? I think you gotta. And my belief is if they trade for D Rose, then Elfrid Payton is gone. I think they just flat out waive him, or you know what I'm saying, and let him walk. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of just Quickly and Elfrid Payton coexisting, I just can't see it because Elfrid Payton doesn't bring punch off the bench. Like he's not a impact scorer, or he won't bring you what a bench guard will necessarily need to bring, right? And if you need defense off the bench, you can always bring in Frank. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so it's not like we need a starting point guard right now, and if Elfrid Payton's not it, then he may have to find another team to play for.
Yeah, I agree with you, Freezy. What we need that starting level point guard right now, because as much as I know Quickly is a point guard, he still needs time to develop. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, and I always say it, man, you don't want your player picking up bad habits, man.
Right.
And if you're sitting behind somebody who ain't playing the position effectively, I don't care how good of a player you are, you're gonna pick up bad habits, man. You know what I mean? You are
because you're gonna be in it. Because you're gonna be in it. You're gonna watch him make those bad habits every day in practice. You're gonna watch him you're gonna listen to him talk those bad habits. You know what I'm saying? And that player knows that those habits are bad habits, but he can't curtail those bad habits. And vicariously, you don't want Quickly not being able to curtail his bad habits. You know what I'm saying? So in a perfect world, we can get us a veteran point guard like a George Hill. So if you bring in a George Hill is just good enough to push Quickly for minutes, but not good enough to couldn't take anything away from Quickly. And then plus George Hill has played in a bunch of high leverage playoff games.
And playing for great coaching too.
Right. So George Hill can always be like, yo, been there, done that. Right? You know what I'm saying? George Hill could be, oh boy, here he is.
Chuck, what's going on with
let me do the introduction for him. Ladies and gentlemen, your former Lawrence Tears debate champ, Chuck B. What's good, Chuck?
What's up?
Ain't much, man. Hey, I like that lid you got on there, man. Hey, that's a nice one, man. That's a nice one.
All right. Knicks and 7.
Yeah. I know he was coming on, so I knew he was coming on to do some Quickly bashing, and there's no harm in that.
Oh
you know what I'm saying?
Big three.
He ain't doing no Quickly bashing. Chuck, let's say all he had to say was Quickly.
Man.
Quickly's a big one. He don't need two others to make a big three. Quickly can carry it himself.
Of course.
He don't need no help.
I'm glad you said that, Chuck. Of course.
Yeah. MVP.
I tell you one thing, that kid keep playing the way he playing, man. If he don't get rookie of the year, something wrong. Something wrong. The only way I can see him getting curtailed is if we nosedive. If we nosedive and he's still putting up numbers, because then they'll say, well, you putting up numbers on a bad team. Right. But if the Knicks continue right there in that 500 ball mark, we somehow sneak into that between the 8th and 10th that playing, right? And Quickly still doing what he's doing, he'll have to get it. He'll have to get it. Because I was looking at all those other guys, them guys on teams that's pretty much the bottom of the barrel in the league. Right. You know, and last week, I don't know if y'all saw the article, CBS Sports said that Quickly was the top performing rookie last week. CBS Sports said it. You know what I mean? Looking at their numbers and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely, man. I'm gonna tell you, I was wrong because I thought Obi was gonna be our steal, but it's Quickly, man. It's Quickly, and shout out to my son because he loved everything Kentucky. Been following Kentucky, and he told me when we got him, he said, "Dad,
I just don't know how somebody can like Kentucky basketball, man."
And my son been loving them a long time, man, a long time. You know what I mean? And he told me, he said if they had a tournament, he said Quickly was not going to fall. We all got him. So he would have been a top 10 pick.
Yep, I think so too. I think so too. As a matter of fact, they had already been talking about moving Quickly to the point because Ashton Higgins was struggling. They had already been talking about that internally.
Thank goodness they didn't.
Yep. So, but I just can't see how somebody could like, say, Kentucky basketball or North Carolina basketball or Syracuse basketball. I just can't.
Watch it now. Hey, I'm a North Carolina fan now. Hey,
Lord have mercy.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm a North Carolina fan, but some people be shocked to hear me say this. I've never really been a fan of Roy Williams.
Oh wow.
I've been a North Carolina fan since Dean Smith.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. But I always felt like Roy just left something to be desired on that coaching side for me, man. The approach I didn't care for. You know what I mean?
Right.
The way he would talk to them young fellas, man. I've never cared for that.
And you know what? Coach K coaches circles around Roy Williams, right? But Roy Williams, before recently, Roy Williams used to out-recruit Coach
and that's
K.
And that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. He always would have all the talent.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, but Coach K in my book is the best coach in college basketball. I said it for people who are Duke fan. You know what I mean? A North Carolina fan can't believe I might have said that, but it's the truth, man.
I never pegged you as a North Carolina fan.
Yeah, man. I used to like Georgetown back in the days, man.
Yeah,
that's how me and Pat, hooked up. And mom got that orange and blue starter coat for me, man, when that Knicks starter coat when I was in high school. And Patrick Ewing came to the Knicks. It was a wrap. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I was a North Carolina fan, but I always had loved Patrick Ewing. Always loved him in Georgetown. And then you remember Georgetown used to rock them Nikes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
They used to rock the Delta Forces.
The great.
Yes, sir.
That thing was hard, man.
Yeah.
And it go with the Georgetown colors too, right?
Color, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing back in the day. You talk about the Georgetown starters. You got the Syracuse starters. You had the St. John starters and everything. The Big East was where it was at back then.
Yep. Hey, they try to rob you for that starter.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. You're right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, and so I'll tell you this. So I wasn't a Pat Ewing fan, right? Because and I'm not saying I disliked Pat at Georgetown. What I'm saying is I just wasn't a fan of his, right? Because they never won a championship. They used to always have the most talent.
Well, they got one.
They did get one, right? They did get one, but I was like, man, but he never win. But I was a St. John's Redmond fan back in the days before I started liking Duke. So I started liking Duke about 83, 84, 85.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you were down. So you were down with Mark Jackson and
Mullen.
Chris Mullen. Yeah, Chris Mullen.
So not Mark Jackson, because by the time Mark Jackson was at St. John's, I was already a hardcore Duke fan. No other team, right? But in the early '80s, I used to like St. John's because everybody around me used to like St. John's.
Right.
So as a kid, I used to rock with whoever. You know what I'm saying? Whoever.
Yeah.
St. John's. Yeah, I like St. John's. Syracuse.
Right.
Yeah, I like Syracuse.
Right.
But once I got old enough to pick my team, I started liking Duke.
Right.
Because Duke used to always be the Cinderella.
Yeah.
Like the underdog. Back then, Duke was always the team that was undermanned. You know what I'm saying? But they always made it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to teams like Vegas, who was always overmanned and never won nothing.
UNLV, right?
Yeah. I'm talking about before Stacey Augmon and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the early 80s. Vegas used to be steamrolling teams, but they get in the tournament and not do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But so when I found out the Knicks got the #1 pick in the draft, automatically I was like, yes, the Knicks are gonna get Chris Mullen. Because Chris Mullen was from New York.
Oh man,
right. You know what I'm saying? He played in New York. I used to watch the games on Channel 9, WWOR. I used to watch. They used to show St. John's games and Knicks games.
Yeah,
right?
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, yes, we're about to get Chris Mullen. And they like, nah, Uncle Freezy. You can go find you, and this is what they used to tell me. You can find you a slow white boy that can shoot from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get a Pat Ewing from anywhere.
Right.
And it didn't dawn on me. I didn't even think. I was like, slow white boy that can shoot. What? It didn't even dawn on me. I didn't even think like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, so they was like, but Pat Ewing? The Rockets got Olajuwon, right? And I was like, Olajuwon, but he trash. Yeah, I was looking at the numbers. People look at the numbers. I was like, what do we need? What do we need with 14 points a game? We got Bill Cartwright. This is what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I was there when Bill Cartwright got drafted. You know what I'm saying? I love Bill Cartwright. You know what I'm saying? That's just me as a kid. I'm like, yo, we get Chris Mullen and Bill Cartwright together. We're gonna win a championship. Little did I know Bill Cartwright wasn't really that good. I made 1,000 excuses for Bill Cartwright, by the way. But anyway, when we drafted Pat Ewing, I was like, this joker better be good. We didn't get Chris Mullen. We didn't get Terry Cummings. This joker better be
Terry
good.
Cummings. Oh my God, Terry Cummings.
Yeah, man.
Stuff too.
Yeah, man.
And Terry Cummings looked like He-Man.
Yeah, was he at Marquette? Where was he at? Where was Terry Cummings at?
I can't remember where.
Yeah.
But it was a bunch of dudes in that 85 draft. I'm like, yo, we didn't get this guy. Patrick Ewing better be good.
I'm gonna let this get in front of me so he could pave the way so I can follow him. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Freezy. So tell me, man. We looking at our team. Other than that point guard position, man. You know what's really scaring me, man? That we got to fix it, man. We talking about addressing that point guard position. They need to find us a small forward.
Right.
They need to find us one, man. And I saw something they were talking about Kelly Oubre.
I told you. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you on your thing how
saying that he don't fit? That he don't fit with Golden State, man. They talking about him.
Bring him over.
Know what I mean?
Bring him over.
I would love to have Kelly Oubre in this team.
Bring him over.
So can Knox be traded for Kelly Oubre? We have to give up something else too, right? Or
I don't know if they want him.
Yeah, well, they wanted him at one time.
Yeah,
they wanted Kevin Knox.
Okay,
they was interested in him and Frank Ntilikina at one time.
I would do Mitch for Kelly Oubre straight up.
What?
No.
Come on,
did I give you a breakfast this morning? Oh, come on.
I would do Mitchell Robinson for Kelly Oubre.
No,
I couldn't move Mitch. I couldn't move Mitch right now just because we don't have nothing behind Mitch.
Exactly.
If you're gonna move Mitch, you gotta move Mitch once we have something behind him that can come in and slide in. But that small forward position, man, we getting killed at that small forward position, man. Them guys, three of them guys, Alex Burke, then came back down to earth too. Those three guys, you don't know who's gonna show up, and they're not showing up. You know what I mean? The last 3 games, man, that position ain't really been giving us nothing.
And that was a position that we really didn't think about, have to worry about going into the season. I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it when I saw how Alex Burks was playing.
Right.
And then once Alex Burks went down, I was like, okay, well, we good. Alex Burks come back, that position will be solidified. And now he's back. Kevin Knox looked like poor Kevin.
Hey, you know what? I would. How do y'all like the young kid Jackson Hayes in New Orleans?
He's nice, man.
Oh, he's nice.
He's tough. He's tough too.
I would trade a few of our pieces for him.
Yeah.
Because they have Steven Adams right now, and Steven Adams is balling for them, I think. I would, man. So for Kelly Oubre, I'd be interested.
He's definitely better than Knox. He's definitely better than Knox.
And he'll fit what Tibbs is trying to do as well.
Right.
He'll fit exactly what Tibbs is trying to do.
He'll play defense.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so we got a super chat came in. This is super chat real quick, y'all. So Tone Woo.
What's up, Tone?
Reggie Bullock and Knox plus a second for Oubre.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
I'll do it.
I'll do that. Yeah.
I wouldn't give them a second, but I would definitely do that. Bullock and I might even throw in one of the other vets too. Nerlens Noel. I mean, why not?
Tone will come on the joint. Is he coming in?
So then when you get rid of Nerlens Noel, so you're gonna have to have a backup for Mitch. Well, I guess essentially that's what Taj would be.
Right. I prefer Taj is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I prefer Taj to Nerlens Noel. I just don't like a dude that rebound when he feel like it. That bothers me. I feel like you should bring energy every night.
And plus, to me, I look at him, man. I don't see center in him, man. How big is he anyway, height wise? Nerlens Noel
6'10".
Because he don't even look 6'10".
Right.
He don't look 6'10" to me.
Right.
Like 6'9", right?
And they got him listed
he look like about 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, and they got him listed at 220. But then when he stand next to Knox, him and Knox look like they the same exact size, height and weight.
And when he came in the league, I don't think he was projected as a center, right? He wasn't projected as a center.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
As a matter of fact, Nerlens Noel was the #1 high school center in America. That's the reason why Kentucky recruited him #1. You know what I'm saying? He was the gem of that recruiting class. And so the thing about Nerlens Noel is he probably should have stayed 2 years at Kentucky.
Right.
But he stayed 1 year because he was the #1 high school center. You know what I'm saying? So he probably needed some time to bulk up and refine his offensive game. But when you're the #1 guy, you got to strike when the iron's hot. Man.
Right. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
Him and the other guy, man. I remember Stephen A. was crying, but we should have got this guy, and I'm so happy we didn't get him. The other cat, oh boy, I can see his face right now. The other center that underachieved and was a high draft pick.
Willie Stein?
Yeah. Stephen A. Smith was yelling about Willie.
No, you talking about
No, but it was Willie Cauley-Stein.
Oh, okay.
Who I heard him yelling about, man, and Willie Cauley-Stein, man, to me been a bust.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh really?
He's been a bust.
A lot of those players in that draft that you're talking about, Ron, with Cauley-Stein, they're all busts. You look at him, you look at Moutier, you look at Winslow, you look at
Hazonia.
Hazonia. Oh my God, I forgot about Hazonia.
Yeah. He's not
Okafor. What's Okafor doing for
Okafor was in that draft too?
Yes, sir. He was drafted 3rd.
Wow.
So that's the Porzingis draft.
Yes, you had Towns first, then you had Russell, then you had Okafor, then Porzingis, and then after that, I think was did Moutier? Yeah, Moutier and Winslow was sprinkled in there as well. But it's turning out that the real player, from that draft, that's superstar right now was Booker.
Yeah.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
Karl Anthony Towns is better than Devin Booker, man. In my opinion.
He's the only one. And between Booker and Karl, those are the only two that have stayed with their respective teams. Everybody else has been traded.
So tell me this: would y'all want Karl Anthony Towns on this team?
Yes.
I would.
I wouldn't.
Not with Tibbs, with the history, right?
Right. That's the other thing. Yeah. I got to rethink that.
No, we got a good thing going right now. I wouldn't want to ruin the chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our way to the finals. Why would you ruin that?
Right, I could agree with that.
Stick with the lineup.
Stay positive, right? We on the way to the finals.
Chuck using reverse psychology this morning, man.
We don't
know where to go championship.
Is the conference finals or the NBA finals?
NBA finals.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'll take Karl Anthony Towns, man. Sign me up.
Hey, and Bobby Portis was in that draft.
I've been saying it, man. When people were saying, because I hear people say, well, him and Tom Thibodeau didn't get along. You gotta really look below the layer of the surface of that situation, man.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau was not only the coach, he was basically GM and president. And I keep telling people, look at who he got rid of.
This dude got no hat on.
Look at who he got rid of. He didn't get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. He got rid of Wiggins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So man, you put Karl Anthony Towns on this team with Randall, RJ, Quickly,
and then
you guaranteed playoffs.
And then plus you got to look at the setting. Are we looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves as an example for excellence? Really?
Great point.
It's the Timberwolves, man.
Great point.
It's the Timberwolves. Are we looking at stability from the Timberwolves, man? I mean, come on. You could have had Michael Jordan, Pat Ewing, Dominique Wilkins, John Stockton in that environment, and it has still been the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. I mean, one year they had so much talent that they could drop some and not even miss it. The year they had Sprewell, KG, all those, Sam Cassell, all that talent they had so much talent that they could drop some and not even miss it, and they still couldn't get to the finals.
And Freezer, I hear people saying Cat is not it, but I can tell you this: some people gonna hate me saying this, but Cat is better than Mitchell Robinson. I know that much.
Yes,
I know that much.
Yes, and I tell you what, and I'll take you one further. If we had to put a package together for Karl Anthony Towns, it will require Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, and Julius Randle at least.
Wow.
For Karl Anthony Towns,
they're gonna anybody that try to get Cat from Minnesota, man, you gonna pay a bounty. Right. You know what I mean? You gonna have to throw in a first round pick or two too. So you know what I mean, with some players, depending on who the players are.
I'm going to have to ask the question then. Let's put it out on the table. What went wrong between Tibbs and those players?
You know what went wrong? Tibbs had too much on his plate.
Yeah, that's sum it up.
So you don't think you don't think that it's I mean, cut you off, Ron. You don't think there was any animosity between him and Towns? Because I know there's probably animosity between him and Wiggins.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I don't think it was no problem with Towns, because I even think I saw an article, I wish I could remember it, where Towns talked about Tibbs, like it was no problem with them. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's just the work ethic that Jimmy Butler was saying with the young fellas?
That might be the case, but I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
And Freeze, and to your point, Chop, when you think about it, most of these young players coming in the league don't know how to be professionals yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they need a Robinson to help them. You know what I mean? So, and to Freezy just talked about it. Minnesota. The only thing I know good to come out of Minnesota was KG.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that thing, they ain't had no, you know what I mean? No stability in there, man. That somebody gonna teach somebody something.
Hey, Ron. You know what? You talk about work ethic. You ain't got to worry about that with Quickly or RJ.
Exactly. And then if you coming into a situation where other guys, people do what they see other people doing, man, a lot of times.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if he coming around guys who in the film room, taking their craft seriously, you got a serious-minded coach that can just focus on the coaching.
Right.
And the kid gonna be home. He from Jersey, right?
Right.
So hey, man, come on, man. That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer to me.
I think Tibbs has some culpability in that also. Like he traded Zach LaVine fresh off a torn ACL. Zach LaVine was 3 months into rehab, and he traded Zach LaVine. To me, that's greasy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't care for that one neither. No, that's
so all the ire shouldn't be focused on one person in Minnesota, man. I just think, see, how do you trade? My man go out and give you his all, man. He tears ACL, you know what I'm saying? And then you trade him. Be like, nah, we don't want you, kid. You can't play for me. I'm going to trade for Jimmy Butler. Dude, he ain't even play for you, man. Yeah, that's greedy.
It kind of remind me of the Boston situation with Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, Danny Ainge traded my man with a bad hip. Like, come on, man. That's greasy, man.
But you know what? This is another thing people fail to realize. Like, we talk about coaching, right? Look who we got on the staff. I ain't just talking about Tibbs, but look who we got. I mean, we got Woody and we got Kenny Payne that work with big men. You know what I mean? That'll do wonders for Karl Anthony Towns.
Right. No doubt. No doubt. So what you think about that, Chuck?
What, Tibbs?
Yeah.
About getting Towns over. If we could get our hand on Towns, send out Mitchell Robinson and whatever else they need other than RJ, Quickly, and Randall. Send them some picks to get Cat. Put in some other fillers.
Mitch is part of the big four, so I wouldn't interrupt that. I'm gonna keep this team together and try to three-peat.
We got a big four. I like that. Forget the big three. We got a big four.
Yeah.
That's funny, boy.
Right.
What?
I was. Hey,
I'm glad I'm sitting down for that one.
You think we go through Chop?
I'm glad I'm sitting down for that one.
I know. I mess with Chuck.
Hey, what I've learned by now with Chuck, man, whatever Chuck say, you think about the opposite of what he ain't saying. You know what I mean? And run with that. So he telling me he would make that trade. You know what I mean? He'll move. I know Chuck. Chuck know the game, man. Chuck will move my man for Big Cat, man. Big Cat will do wonders for this team, man.
Yes.
We ain't had when the last time we had a real good bona fide big.
And he could shoot, right?
Hey, Chop, boy, you read my mind, man. I was getting ready to say that. And he can stretch the floor.
But RJ and Quickly like Mitch, so we don't want to upset them. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep Mitch. It's a chemistry thing. You got to keep that chemistry together. You got a good thing going. You can't upset the apple cart. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep Frank.
Hey,
Uncle Freeze, be the pilot.
Uncle Freeze, Ghetto's trying. GI's trying to need you to send a link.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I think right now,
my
most disappointing thing with this team right now, man, is Frank. Another injury year for him.
Yep.
Well, he's healthy now. He's the same playing.
And I think he's done. I think he's done,
finished.
man.
I think so too.
He's done with the Knicks.
Yeah.
He should be asking for a trade.
What you always say? Your best ability is availability, and he's not.
Yeah, he's not available. So
I would trade Frank then. If
Frank they need to trade him for his own good, man.
Yeah. There he is.
What's up, G.I.?
What's up, G.I.? What's happening?
Anytime I get an opportunity to join you cats, I'm winning. Thank you.
The pleasure is ours.
So I'm 50 years old now, and my wife, decides, because she controls the money, man. If not, I'd have all Knicks gear. She bought me a She bought me a snowblower for 50 years of life. I done went out there already and knocked off a foot of that joint. I'm gonna go out there every 3 hours. It's like, man, listen, I'm like a baby with a new toy. I
hear you, man.
I hate you.
I started. Listen, I started down the neighbor's yard. She said, "All right, now chill out, man. This ain't the community snowblower."
Right.
Yo, I feel you. I love that. I'd be on it too like that. I like that.
And Kev said he got to use the shovel.
Go Knicks.
Oh, the shovel.
Yeah, it's light. It's light snow, but it's a lot of it.
It's a lot of it.
It's a lot of it.
Lawrence, I thought you was Jadakiss for a minute there, man. I honestly thought that was Jadakiss.
About to get knocked off.
I thought you was Jadakiss, Lawrence, man. I'm serious, man. What's up,
Wow.
What's up, fellas? Morning. What's up, guys?
All right.
By the way, I'm this morning I'm representing Hoodie Kev. So I'm Hoodie Ghetto, baby. So you know.
I can't.
This morning, everybody good?
Everybody good. Man. Yo, I wish I could see the video last night if Kevin Wright was on there because his boy got
my brother Zach.
His boy got benched.
Oh yeah, BMP. What's good, Zach?
Zach,
not much.
And yo, Chuck,
just listen to this nonsense all over again.
Chuck, so you can go on your phone. You gotta like block the phone calls that come in.
When we win, we're a playoff contender. When we lose, we want to trade for Towns or Beal. It's like, it's like as the Knicks turn. Huh?
No, I mean...
What did you say, Chuck?
No, that ain't what we talk about,
My
Zach.
phone drops. It's like 4 to 5 people.
Oh,
yeah, your phone.
You're not.
I woke up and I heard trade for Carl Anthony Towns.
Yo, what kind of service you got? What kind of service you got?
iPhone? Oh, I got a Galaxy. It might be the iPhone. They always have issues, I guess.
I got an iPhone. Yeah.
Oh,
I got this phone called OnePlus. It's a T-Mobile phone, but you see my quality on my camera, right?
Yeah, you look good. You look straight. Everything good.
It's a pretty good phone.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So the thing with Carl Anthony Towns is I felt like if he were available, why not do it? But in terms of feel like we have to make a move, we don't necessarily have to. We played the second toughest schedule through 21 games, right? And we're breaking in a new offensive system and coaching staff. You know, we turned the roster over 50% from last year. So we don't even have chemistry yet. We're still finding out who can do what with each other. It just takes some time. And so I said that to say this. I think the Knicks are going to get red hot towards the middle part end of the season, and you'll see how good this team really can be once they get some real games under their belt and develop chemistry. Right? I think it's for those that think I think Zach was thinking maybe that when we lose, we're talking about trade the whole roster. That's not what we were saying. We were just pointing out a glaring need, and that glaring need is small forward. Because if Reggie Bullock is your small forward, you need to upgrade.
So what does that have to do with trading for Cat?
No, man, that's not what we was talking about. We were talking about we were talking about trading for Cat, but that's not a necessity. But we were talking about, Ron said the necessity was small forward. We were talking about Oubre.
Okay.
Small forward was.
My defense, I was sleeping. I didn't see that.
Are you saying we put you to sleep?
No, I'm saying I worked last night, so I went to sleep.
Listen.
When I got
God forbid Zach was loud and wrong. He never does that.
What?
Loud and wrong.
Well, I think everybody on this panel admits when they're wrong, except, that guy's gone now. So until he comes back.
I've admitted when I've been wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, Cornerstone, me and Zach was going at it yesterday, but he made some good points. I gotta admit when I'm wrong, I don't have a problem with it. And me and Zach was going at it yesterday.
As my mother says, and it's her golden advice, she's never wrong. She's only sadly mistaken.
I'm not never wrong. I'm just misunderstood.
Yeah, sadly mistaken.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, man. And that Lawrence, so I'm gonna ask you because I know Money Making Mitch, your man. Would you trade Money Making Mitch for Cat?
Absolutely. 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 I wouldn't even think twice about it. Nothing to think about. Make the deal. The whole thing is, I when I brought up Money Making Mitch, it's because we can fill that position by committee. It's a center position. It's still like centers is obsolete almost. A good quality center in the NBA is almost obsolete. So that's why they got what they call a stretch five now, right? So they want the centers to start shooting these threes. You know, I don't like that part of the game with the center shooting threes. I feel like, you know, we old school. We always like the centers to be down in the post and banging and earning their money. But I think he's the least expandable one. I think he's the most expandable one out of that core that you wouldn't mind if you get somebody like Cat in return. But I don't want to. I'm sticking to them other guys. I don't want to trade them other guys.
The only reason I would hold off. The only reason I would hold off right now.
Oh no.
The only reason I would hold off right now is because we got him so cheap for one more year, and I would see what he would be like with 3 offensive threats on the floor with him.
Yeah, he could become a big money player.
That would allow him to rim run, because I still don't discredit Mitch's defense.
No. He
brings that exceptional on that defensive side.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I will say that I don't give him enough credit for offensively is he's not one of those big men that gets stuck in one position. If he sees the ball come to watch him. If he sees the ball come to his side of the floor, he immediately clears out. He recognizes it, and he clears out to the other side. So he's prepared to come and rebound, and he always comes to the board and tries to rebound. He doesn't always get them, and sometimes that's how he used to get his stupid fouls, reaching for rebounds and reaching under the basket. But, you know, Mitch is always in good position. So I do want to give him some credit for some things. But, you know, that outside shot, you know, it's just not there. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't want to get rid of him so quick. But we do need it. We need, you know, and let me say this real quick while I got the microphone. My biggest disappointments, because I expect my rookies and my young players to struggle. We just need a player and a half every game out of Burks, Rivers, and Bullock. I'm gonna be a broken record for the next 15 games. If Burks, Rivers, or Bullock give us a game and a half, there's barely anybody we can beat. Yesterday, Burks gave us 7. Bullocks gave us 8. And Rivers gave us 4.
And see, that's the problem. You know what I mean? Therein lies your problem. But really, without Rivers, really just looking at that small forward position, what those 3 small forwards gave us yesterday. We know one was a DNP. So you got 8 and 7. So that's 15 points from our small forward position.
Do you think that Tibbs is giving up on Kevin Knox?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's over.
I think he's seen enough. I think he's seen enough.
He didn't play yesterday, right? He didn't play yesterday, right?
Nope, not at all.
He was in uniform, but he didn't play.
Could you imagine what their threes would have done to him if he played?
Or yeah.
Oh, they would have gone for 30. Kawhi would have gone for 30 or 40 last night.
And it's not fair. And it's not fair to RJ, which is why RJ is becoming these last 7 games. He's becoming a do not touch for me. But it's unfair.
Last 10-11, he averaging right at 20 points a game, man. And the free throws is right at about 80. I think 80-something%.
And he's not.
He's got to slide down and play bigger guys. Because a 6'10", 220 body has to sit on the bench. That's totally unfair to RJ.
Yeah. Hey, great point, G.I. But hey, man, looking at
now that you've seen him turn that ball over that you was talking about yesterday, do you think he make that mistake moving forward if the opportunity presents itself again and he try to take on 3-on-1?
He hasn't showed me really otherwise. When it comes to crunch time moments, he does dumb stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
he did
hopefully-
that. I
hopefully he
remember
learns
in
from it.
another
He's
game
young.
he did that too. He
He's
did that
young.
in another
He'll
game on
learn
the left
from
side.
He'll
So
learn from it.
which would y'all prefer? So here's my question. Which one y'all prefer? So because small forward is clearly an issue. Everybody here seems to acknowledge that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which would you prefer? Would you prefer to fix the small forward issue in season via trade or by the draft this summer? You have 4 picks this summer to address small forward. Would you prefer to address it that way, or here's your sideshow option, right? Or would you prefer to groom Obi Toppin for that position?
You know what, man? That's a good point because they were brought up.
So I would prefer for y'all to answer the first two, but if you have to touch the third one, I'm all ears for that also.
I gotta touch the third one because they brought it up, on my show, Freezy, about that very point. And I always went back to what Tom was saying, how he wanted to see Julius and Obi on the court together.
Right.
So we know Julius ain't playing the small forward, so that means
no.
Toppin is going to go to the small forward, and it was in the game against who was the team we just played before the Clippers?
Cavs.
Against the Cavs when he was guarding Taurean Prince down there on the right side. On the right side of the court, it was one play in particular. They were playing one-on-one. It was no help, and he was moving his feet with Taurean Prince, and he put his hand up to block the shot. Was playing great defense on that one play, and Taurean Prince missed it. And I was like, "Oh," I said, "He can't play the small forward position." Right. So that's when my eyes got big. I said, "Uh-oh." I said, Kevin Knox in trouble.
And then with that being said, Ron, you think he would have matched up well with Kawhi? Sorry, Zach. You think he would have matched up well with Kawhi?
Kawhi wouldn't have been. I don't think Kawhi would have been able to bully him like he bullied
he
RJ.
Did RJ. Right.
He wouldn't have been able to do that to my man Obi. And
Obi, yeah.
Kawhi ain't that fast. You know what I mean?
Quicker than Obi.
I don't think he's that fast. So I think he could have matched up with Kawhi. I think so. I think he would have been up for the challenge. And the thing about that kid, the kid got to want to be coached, man. You don't ever hear Kevin Knox say nothing but no defense.
And you got to know about
Obi. Look at it. He's not like he's 6'9", 260 and a normal power forward.
How big is he?
He's 6'9", 220. He's only an inch smaller than Kevin Knox. I mean, in a theory, he could play the 3. In theory. I think they got to bring that along slow. They can't just throw him out there and expect.
That injury really hurt his development because I think Tom. The reason I'm gonna say this, I think the only reason why we saw as much of Knox is because Obi got hurt. Right. Because Tom had told us that was his plan, that he wanted to play them two guys together. So if you playing them two guys together, that tells me
to play the 5.
That tells me that Knox was going to be out of the rotation real early.
Right.
And you got to know about Kawhi.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to know about Kawhi. He going to go to his bag. So when he saw RJ on him, he said, let me put the ball in these big behind hands and just keep it away from him. With Obi, he's going to jab step him and get Obi off his balance. And then he going to
Obi not ready for Kawhi.
It would have been nice to see. I would have liked to see him just throw him out there a couple plays and let him play against him.
Right, but who is ready for Kawhi Leonard?
Great point. Great point, Freezy.
RJ at least stayed in front of him and played solid defense. Obi would not have been able to stay in front of him.
Right, and because if y'all remember, the year Toronto won the championship, Philadelphia had Ben Simmons on Kawhi, and Kawhi was still cooking. And y'all know how we feel about Ben Simmons defensively. Respect that man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely can do that.
Yeah. So
can't shoot, but he can play defense.
Yes, sir.
So my thing is
he's Frank 2.0. Can't shoot.
You just had to ruin Kev's morning.
It's not ruining at all. It's not ruining at all. It is what it is with Frank, man. I've moved on. I'm more into
Cornerstone. I forgot you was even on here, man. When I said that,
So I would package. So Cornerstone. I would package Frank.
I knew he was gonna say it.
And DSJ for Jackson Hayes. Get them out of here. Get them out. of here. Stop holding on to my jerseys.
DSJ said, "Chill. Let me get this. This G League burn first. Hold on. Let me show you what I can do in the G League first."
And out of those three, DSJ is my favorite.
Boy,
out of those three guys, DSJ is my favorite, right? So DSJ is my heartstring, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Out of those three,
you're a phony. Right? You're a phony.
No.
You're a phony. You are a phony.
I thought it didn't bother you.
You are a phony. No, when he said that got me.
Why? Why, Kev? Why? Because you want me to be a Franco? I want to do. I want to do.
Oh wait, you know what? No, I apologize. I apologize. I got you confused with Ron, man. I got you.
Nah, man. I ain't. Why would I?
Ron, he's calling you a phony. So he's calling you a phony.
I call Ron a phony.
What already? I was looking at the chat. What guy said I missed that? What happened?
So I said, out of Knox, Frank, and DSJ is my favorite out of those three, and Cornerstone Cav came at my throat.
Yeah,
he called me a phony. For what?
But he said it don't bother him anymore. He's done with Frank, and now he's rocking.
I would trade those three for Jackson.
Hey,
and ready to call people
out. Did Cornerstone say he done with Frank?
Yeah.
That's why y'all got that blizzard, man.
That's why.
That's why y'all got that blizzard. If Cornerstone say he done with Frank, that's why y'all got that blizzard, man. I can't believe my ears. Hey, y'all hear that in the chat? Cornerstone is done with Frank.
It's a flat out lie. You see
I'm done, but I'm not going to bash him. I'm done, but I'm not going to bash him. I'm not going to bash him.
Well, you're going to defend him.
No, I'm just going to say.
So let me defend my DSJ thing, right? So the thing with me and DSJ is not that I feel like he's the point guard of the future. I don't feel like DSJ is a rotational player. Right, I don't feel like DSJ is a game changer, right? But out of those three, I think DSJ has the one thing that can equate to the NBA, and that's natural athleticism.
Yeah, I gotta answer Jason. I gotta answer Jason. Jason said that he's forever letting you bait me. I was like, yeah, you're right. He's always baiting me.
He's an equal opportunity baiter.
Hey, but okay, so
I know it too.
okay. So if I'm baiting Kev, how did I bait Kev? Somebody explain to me how I baited Kev just now, so I can learn. I need to learn.
Once I've never heard you say anything about DSJ until he said he's done with Frank.
No, actually,
to say DSJ.
Actually, it was more direct than that, Zach. He said, "Hey, Kev, just to let you know, Kev, if I can get Paxson Hayes, I'm sending Frank, DSJ, and with you. So
and not.
Even though you ain't just baiting. You called them by name.
Right. But I also said out of those three, and so going back to our conversations, like when we first started the Knicks and A podcast, when we first started the Knicks and A podcast, I was like, me and Chuck B were the only ones like DSJ. I could live with some DSJ. I feel like if a coach is able to unlock the kid mentally, then you have a player. The other players, they are unlocked mentally, but you don't know what they can do physically.
And so
it's crazy. I got a nickname for them three guys, man. The real triple B's. The triple bus.
Bus.
But guys, think about it, Freezy.
I got a question.
I like that. That is baiting.
Top low.
What Ron did just now was baiting.
I know he did. I know what he did.
If you think about it, Freezy,
I'm gonna come down to North Carolina. Where you at? North Carolina, Virginia. Where you at, man?
South Clack.
I think they did. I can't hear myself think of her Kev's laugh. But,
Zach, man.
I think they did sort of take that first step in unlocking DSJ mentally. He never would have went to the G League before.
Boy,
he finally hit rock. He hit rock.
You got the head spinning, man. Hey, that's a good. Say that again.
He always quit in high school, in college, in Dallas, and in New York. But now, instead of quitting this season, he actually hit rock bottom and realized you got to do something about it. They mentally unlock it.
Chop low. Be careful out there, King. On the real, be careful out there.
I just made it back to the block. I'm back on the block. I made it home.
That's nasty.
Word.
Man.
Hey, so let me shout out CP the artist, man. So shout out to CP the artist, man. He's like one of the smartest people that be in the virtual chat. So shout out to CP. And he says, so you're saying, Freezy, that DSJ needs Dr. Phil. Nah, and what I'm actually
they already
saying,
had Dr. Phil.
What I'm saying is that certain abilities are God-given, right? Certain abilities are God-given abilities, right?
Yeah.
And so you're willing to take more chances on God-given abilities than you will on abilities that you hone and craft in a gym. Because you could put a guy with limited ability in a gym and hone his craft and he can be good. But if you take a guy with certain God-given abilities and hone his craft, now you have something special. You know, that's the reason why I was saying I would rather give another shot to DSJ. But what Coach Zach was saying is probably one of the smartest things I heard in a while, by saying DSJ may finally be getting it because, you know, he was willing to go to the G League and work on his game. So kudos to Coach Zach for that.
By the way,
but can I touch up on that? Sorry, Jeff. Can I touch up on that? Because it's something I think Zach and I had asked me and Zach a couple of shows ago, but this is something that I think players probably need to stay in college at least 2-3 years instead of one and done to get that fundamentals and get proper education or a better development than they just coming out.
Chop, I said that because a lot of kids these days with these attitudes in high school get coddled. Their grades get purposely passed.
That was a couple of shows ago.
People don't show them what real life is. They shelter them. So then when real life hits them, they don't know how to act.
Right.
So if you get a real college coach or something, or anybody, even in high school, they need to teach them how to be adults.
By the way, have that conversation.
Like Thompson.
By the way, have that conversation with DSJ's bank account. You'll lose that argument.
Yeah, I'm not talking about money. I'm just talking about acting like
money is everything. That's all they care
about. They want that bag. They want that bag, right?
Because they got somebody else managing their career. And number two, I don't give DSJ that much props. I want to see him in the G League for 60 games on the back of a small bus going to small towns, not some 15 games in a one place where he gonna have some posh hotel room. So if DSJ was really about it, he would have went to the G League last year or the year before and riding buses from place to place and then playing in obscure locations. The G League this year is gonna be popular in the one bubble with that and that team elite. Everybody, that team elite is gonna get better. That team elite gonna get better market share than a quarter of the NBA teams playing each other.
Right.
You know, still, like when you have let's say you have an addict that has a million choices in the world to make a good choice, and then they do it when it's convenient for them and it works. Like rock bottom, there's no timeline on rock bottom. Like if he thought he hit rock bottom, and he's trying to do something about it because the team didn't tell him to go down there or ask him, he wanted to.
Right. They asked him last year.
They asked him last year.
He said no. I'm just saying.
Ask him this year.
They asked him last year? Oh, wow. Hey,
I never heard about that.
Wow.
Shout out to that, man. That's breaking news in my ears. Shout out to that.
I'll need to look that up.
Hey, but I tell you this, man. Jay Boogie brought out a good point, man. He said it's a bad look for DSJ because them young boys down there trying to get to where he's at.
Right.
So they're gonna bring that game, and you think about it. When he said that, I said, you know what, man, you got a good point because if they light him up, now they on the radar of teams.
Right.
They hungry, right? They hungry.
Exactly. Them guys trying to get to where you was at.
Right.
Miles Powell.
The time to practice on your craft was when you was in college.
Right.
That's when you should have been learning how to play the position instead of depending on athleticism. Same thing with Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox had a post-up game before he came in. He should have had a post-up game before he came in the NBA. He needed to develop a post game. You should have had that. You sick,
Ron, what coaches do at that level in an AAU, in high school, in college, is they don't look at a lot of guys nowadays. I had a huge problem with. They don't look at developing guys. They look at getting wins and relying on their athleticism to win so they can get their next job.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, Zach. I can't argue that point because I'm gonna tell you, when my nephew came to where I'm at, and he told me he had an AAU game, I said, okay, well, I'm gonna watch it for the first time and see what it's about.
Right.
It's true.
I watched the game and literally, I came away unimpressed. I didn't watch the whole game because all I saw was running up and down. I saw din. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
That's all they care about.
And I was
they
like,
get the best athletes, and they don't even try to develop these players.
I said, this ain't nothing but a glorified pickup game. From what I saw,
they make them think they're LeBron by kissing the ground they walk on.
That's all it is.
They don't have the right mentality.
I can't speak to other AAU circuits or whatever. You know what I mean, coaches or whatever. But I can tell you what I saw, and that's all I saw was a glorified pickup game.
Well, look,
and that attributes to social media.
Actually, I won't even say that fully, because I've seen pickup games that look better than what I saw.
Exactly.
So to the original question, I guess, is what I'm getting at is so y'all would rather see Obi at the 3 or trade for a guy in season or draft a guy?
I tell you this, for me, I could take a trade, but out of what we're seeing right now in this team, I'd rather than put Obi at the 3. Let him get more minutes than to see Knox, than to see RJ. I mean, what's the guy? Reggie Bullock. And at this point, Burke's starting to make me mad too. I'm a reserve judgment on him. I'm gonna hold out on him because I know he's coming back off injury. But
how many games you giving him?
What you do is
I'm giving him 3 more games before I start making my opinion on him. 3 more. That's it. 3 strikes you out.
What you do is you let Obi rock at the 3 the rest of the year, and then you look at solutions in the summer if it doesn't work.
But Reggie Bullock and Knox, we know what we got in them 2 guys, man. Nothing. That's what we got in them.
So my preference is, and I want y'all to help me refine my thinking on it. I want y'all to help me refine my decision.
Hey, Freezy, hold on, Freeze. Hey, hold on. Hey, Brooklyn Alpha, if you notice something, I changed it. I said Reggie, not RJ. Keep going, Freeze.
Pay attention.
Okay. And so my preference is draft the guy at the 3, like draft 2 guys to play the 3, right? And the reason why I say it is because I'm tired of watching this team not have chemistry. Tired of watching the roster turnover, and then we gotta watch the collateral damage created by roster deconstruction. You know what I'm saying? We and you know how Knicks fans are. The one game they watch is what they judge you on. And so while you're developing chemistry with somebody, they're like, oh man, Austin Rivers sucks. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing that Austin Rivers didn't have a full training camp and that he's playing on a different roster in a new system and all that stuff. But we say Austin Rivers sucks, man.
Oh,
but instead of saying
we're bipolar.
Right. And instead of thinking like, yeah,
that's my biggest problem.
And he's only had crazy. But so I'd rather play out the season with the guys that we have, unless it's Bradley Beal, of course. Y'all know me.
Oh my.
But I'd rather play out the season with what we got and let these guys develop chemistry, and then at the end of the season add a guy to a stable roster and develop that guy at small forward, whoever it is, right? And then bring him along slow, and let him develop chemistry. Because I think talent is not the only thing on your roster that makes you win games, makes you great. I think it's the relationship building, the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? The playing through high leverage games. Like this team right here, if this team right here makes the playoffs, it'll be the first time in a long time that this team has played in high leverage games. It'll be the first time Mitchell Robinson and Kevin Knox played in high leverage games. It'll be the first time RJ Barrett and Iggy Brazdeikis.
It'll be the first time Knox sits on the bench for an high leverage game.
Well, I mean, but you know what I mean. Yeah, but they'll be there is what I'm getting at. And so what I think is high leverage games is what makes players better. Not tanking, not tanking and just adding lottery talent after lottery talent. Then not every year add a Kevin Knox, every year add a Frank Ntilikina, every year add a DSJ. and then be mad because they don't develop. Yeah, other triple Bs, especially Frank, right? So
big
not
bust
every,
brand.
not every year.
Big bust brand.
So the core.
Hey,
So the core.
Kev, let me
Deal with it, Kev.
Kev, let me finish, man. I just want to finish so I can get out the way.
Deal with it, Kev.
And I'm asking, and Cornerstone, I'm actually asking for your help. Yeah, I want you to help. I want you to help me. You see,
Cornerstone.
But now I'm saying I want to know if the way I'm thinking about this thing is right, because if it's wrong, I don't want to go about the way I think about it in the incorrect manner. And am I wrong? Am I wrong for thinking that chemistry matters?
So you're absolutely right, Freezy. But I just want to add a couple things. Why this works is one of the biggest reasons I want Randall gone. I didn't think Randall didn't have game. One of the reasons I wanted him gone, because I said I don't think I'll ever get to see who RJ could be on the floor with Randall. Well, that's been proven wrong. Quickly is coming in. He can play with RJ and Randall, so that works. This young man Obi seems to be mature and willing to go through the process. So I can't give up on him that quickly. I mean, point intended. But the fact of the matter is, we have a set of players that works. Again, had we put the right vets with these guys, we're 3 or 4 games over 500. So that's why your thinking is right and it works. So let's keep playing with it. Let's get them to the draft. Let's see what happens. And now what we're doing is we're increasing our trade value.
Right.
2 weeks ago, we was willing to sell some of these guys out cheap. Now we can go to them and say, hey, you might want to see how such and such played against the Clippers. If you think I'm going to give him to you so you can beat the Clippers. So now our trade value increases. I think it's harder to trade with the Knicks now than it was 3 weeks ago. So I think we get them to the draft, see what we can find. But, we just got to hit a home run in that draft, because we do have the core, something special. I really, really did like what I saw yesterday.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about what I'm seeing.
I totally agree with that, GI.
I'm excited.
So LT, I need for you to talk more, right? So I need for you to get in this conversation, man. And so
what you need? I'm here, baby.
So you and DJ Cash, and DJ Cash, you might not be here, but if you're watching on a replay, DJ Cash and Lawrence Mayberry are the pretty boys. They just get on the screen and they just look at the camera and be like, trying to be like LL or whatever. Dog, get in here and talk. Get in here and talk. This ain't the place for that.
You know what I mean? I'll be waiting for my chance to chime in. So I ain't want
to. All right, I'm gonna get out the way. Look, I'm going right now. Look.
It's on you, LM.
He put you on the spot, LM.
It's on you, man.
It's on me.
Hey, he said call him LT. Right? That's what he said, right?
Yeah, hold on, y'all, because I'm working at the same time. Look, I got stuff in the back coming along, so I got to pick up my delivery. The chef is working.
Be careful out there, LT, man.
I'm in Atlanta, so I'm good.
Oh, you!
I'm in that good weather out here.
It's probably about 50 degrees and a soft breeze blowing.
Hey, LT, I'd have a problem. If you was in Miami. I'd have a huge problem if you was in Miami. A huge problem.
All right, so to piggyback to chime in and get my input, I gotta agree with GI. But see, GI, you didn't agree with me when I said to keep the core. You know what I mean? You was ragdolling me when I said don't trade them guys, but then you came in and you said that you wanted to do the draft picks, right? So that part I understood, so I have to agree with you on that. But if we keep these core and we keep building with this core guys that we got, that's our foundation. That's our building blocks. That's how I keep saying. I keep talking about the same thing. We get to bring the free agents in. They'll sign. The guys don't want to sign here. Guys don't want to play here. But if we got to make a trade, the only trade that I see is for the small forward position. With Freedy saying he won't do it in season, I probably got to disagree, because that's the position that we need right now.
I didn't mean I won't. What I'm saying is I would prefer. I didn't say I won't. I said I prefer.
To trade or to wait?
I would prefer to do it in the draft and not keep turning the roster over.
I mean,
but I also want to get y'all's opinion too, though.
Yeah, them guys is non-factors, so that's why I'm not opposed to trading them guys that's playing that small forward position. We're not going to miss any of them guys. So to bring somebody else on to see what they got, why not? I don't think it's going to hurt. I don't think it's going to hurt us, especially when we're not getting nothing from that position at all. So to bring somebody in season, I think that'll work for that position and that position only. Not for the point guard position, unless we could get a veteran to come in who's going to come off the bench or somebody that can teach quickly how to play along with each other. Because the jury is still out, guys, on can quickly play with RJ and Randall. We haven't seen that combination yet. And
we do, but he doesn't get any shots. They suck the shots.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
He doesn't get any shots. Look it up.
Hey, LT, real
Hold
quick.
Kev. I gotta respond to something.
Yeah, just 1 second. I just got some news here. They sent, along with Dennis Smith Jr., the Knicks are sending Iggy Bagdatis, whatever his name, and Jared Harper to the G League bubble.
Yeah, I gotta step aside, guy.
Hold on, L-Dub, before you go, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I just said I wouldn't do a mellow trade. You made it sound like it was going to be a mellow trade for Bradley Beal. I'm just saying there's a way for us to do the trade and keep our core. If we were going to give up our core, so that was,
Lord.
Yeah, so I didn't want you to think that I'm
Zach,
still for that.
What he said, he corrected me. What he said was like, we can trade. We got all those draft picks and the $18 million. So he used that one on me. So I was like, G.I., you got to go there.
I'm still with
like
that.
So you want to give all the draft picks?
Yes.
Well,
I'm
not
still
our
with
draft
that.
picks, Dallas draft picks, right? G.I., you said Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Dallas.
I'm not even entertaining that.
Whichever ones are lower.
If we can do a trade like that, but unfortunately for Bradley Beal, we're not going to be able to do that.
Nope. And I'm not. Don't even entertain it.
And then we walk away.
Yeah, I gotta step aside, guys, because I gotta put my delivery in the truck.
See you.
I'll talk to y'all later.
All
right, Lawrence.
I love all y'all guys. I love y'all.
Absolutely.
Hey, you say about that, man.
Zach, we debated this enough. We agree to disagree. I ain't debating this with you no more.
That's why I let it go. But there's two solutions you can look at in season at the small forward spot. You can try Obi, like Freezy was saying, or Ron, like I told you yesterday, is you can move quickly to the 2, keep RJ at the 3, because if he could play against Kawhi like that, he has the potential to play the small forward position.
Yeah.
So you can mix it up with those two, and then you can try putting quickly in there as a 2 guard, because if he has the ball in his hands, he's getting it to RJ, he's getting it to Randall, and then he's not going to get many shots. But if he's at the 2, like in the Burks role, or you know what I'm saying, like he'll get more shot. He'll get some shots. He just won't be getting those 17, 18 shots.
The thing that I always tell people is, man, when it comes to quickly, man, and I love him, for this team, you need him to shoot because we don't have any shooters. Exactly.
So he can shoot. Not that he's not a point guard. Relax, guys.
And my thing is, I'm telling y'all just like this, man. I feel once we get more talent around on this team, you're gonna see his assist numbers go up and his shot attempts are going to go down.
Whether he's at the 1 or the 2.
Yeah, but I think ultimately, they'll have him at the 1.
Exactly.
And they'll have better shooters around. Now you got more of a balanced team in a modern NBA. You know what I mean?
But that's when we fix the roster.
Let's just face it. Right now, today in this NBA, they're looking for point guards to score. Yeah. It ain't 85.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why Frank. That's why when we look at Frank, the biggest thing with Frank is a point guard from back in that era. When you look at his game, he's an 85 point guard.
I wanted to fix the small forward position with what we had. That's why I say slide him over.
Yeah, at quickly size, do you think he has the size to be a 2?
Well, Peyton has the size to guard 2s.
He's 6'3" now.
So if Peyton is guarding the 2 and he's guarding the 1 on defense, I'm talking about offense. You can figure it out on defense. Okay. He's not a terrible defender.
No, he's not.
You can figure it out.
Not at all. Yeah.
He's 6'3", and he really don't. I don't know. This ain't
CJ McCollum's
6'2". He don't look like he's 6'3" to me.
No, he don't. He looks small.
He looks a little taller. He has a 6'7" wingspan, and he almost picked Kawhi yesterday. Kawhi Kawhi used his body to get him away for the ball.
Look at G.I. giving us that vision, man. Hey, G.I., I appreciate that one because I know exactly what you was talking about because I saw it. I was like, oh, almost got him one. I tell you, he surprised me on that game when he got that dunk.
Did anybody else almost break their TV when they said the challenge was successful and didn't explain right away?
Oh yeah. I was like, what?
Oh, I was like, what are you talking? Oh, I was ready.
he posterized Jared Allen. I mean, is that his name, Allen? What's Allen's first name? He posterized the fro.
Yeah,
posterized
Jared Allen. And he got fouled on the wrist, and I'm glad he didn't hit him any harder because he would have came down. That would have been ugly.
Yeah, he knocked him off balance.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, close one. But he flushed it, man.
But then
Quickly ain't afraid, man. I love the kid, man. I love him.
Also, though, we can't since we have Quickly, we can't we have a chance of putting Obi or RJ at the 3. We can't worry about we still have to draft the best player available. If our number 1 draft pick is point guard, you have to draft.
Oh yeah, you got
if
to.
Our number and then if our next draft pick's the best available small forward, you draft it, and then you let the competition take care of itself on who's your future.
And that's the beautiful thing. Like if you go get you a point guard in this draft, and it quickly pops and become that point guard, then it'd be it'll be like. It'd be like the Sacramento situation over there.
Yeah,
they got 2 point guards.
Then you got to play with trade value. Then you got to play with real
absolutely.
Can we assume that Dallas's pick is going to be higher than ours?
Oh, absolutely.
No, not yet. We could go on a 20-game losing streak.
I'm gonna go on record again.
10-game winning streak.
I'm saying it. Just like I said it before. It's gonna happen because you can't count on Porzingis.
They have Luka Doncic.
He's Frank. Say again, Zach.
What? I said they have Luka Doncic. They're one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, I ain't care.
And look at their record.
They got Michael Jordan in the West.
But they can still go on a winning streak, is what I'm saying. You can't call it over said and done now.
Zach,
you got to give it time.
You got to look at the conferences, man.
Okay,
that's what you ain't looking at. Look at what they got to go.
I'm looking at exactly what you're looking at. What I'm saying is the season ain't over. We don't know what can happen.
We gonna get a lottery pick off that team. I'm saying it, and we can revisit this thing. You can be like, Ron, you was wrong. Hey, I'll tell you. Hey, I was wrong. Them guys outperforming. I'll tell it. You know what I mean? But looking at what I'm seeing, ain't nothing I'm looking at with Dallas that let me know that they're going to be no more than what they are. They're not making the playoffs. I'm telling you that. They're not making the playoffs.
And Luka's defense is average at best.
Average.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a different animal. He's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, but he can't do it by himself, Zach.
Absolutely.
Ain't no team.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is when you have a guy that good and you have Porzingis who on his good days when everything's right, he can be solid.
See what you're saying? If
what I'm saying
told you about if, man.
But you're acting like it's a guarantee.
If my daddy hit the lottery, I'm rich. If my daddy hit the lottery, I'm rich.
But
I keep telling you, man.
What you're saying is that it's pretty much a guarantee that they're going to be a lottery
I'm gonna guarantee.
Okay, well,
I'm book it.
And you might be severely disappointed.
Everybody in the chat, y'all heard me, man.
I like Luka.
My New York's a playoff team.
4 a.m. Ron
Cleveland said we getting a playoff game.
Top draft.
Well, Zach,
are you booking that we're a playoff team too?
I'm booking. We going to the playoffs.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
We'll talk about that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I mean? Call me Ron Spadamas. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think we have a greater chance than Dallas does in the present situation right now. Situation right now, I think we do. Because where are we at playoff wise? Where are we at?
We're in the 9th spot.
We're in the 9th spot. That's a play-in, right? Is that a play-in?
We play better.
Yeah, that
team
is a play-in. That is a play-in.
Okay.
We play better team ball in Dallas. That's for
look at that. Jesus, shout out to Jesus Thomas and Mavs is already exploring trades to get players to fill their voids. Exactly. You know why? Because they know they can't count on Porzingis, man.
Right.
They can't count on him. Go ahead, G.I.
We play better defense and team ball in Dallas. That's a fact, Zach. That's a fact.
But
we
they're
just
a
don't
lot
have
more
Luka.
talented, even with all these roster holes.
They're a lot
more talented.
Hey, let me tell you what they got to go through, Zach. I think you don't know what they're dealing with.
I understand
you don't know what they're dealing with out west.
No, I have an idea. I know the game. I know the West is harder. But you guys are thinking the Knicks are a playoff team after 20 games?
Do you know?
You're thinking they're a lottery team?
Who's you guys? I didn't say that, Jack. Don't put no words in my mouth, homie. I didn't say Knicks was a guarantee.
I told you I'm standing on it. I'm putting it out there. I'm gonna stand on it.
Right now, we're in the play. We're in a playoff play-in.
We're in the play-in. Whoop-de-doo.
Hey, let me tell you about that Dallas team.
Dallas
is 13th, and this what Dallas got to go through to try to get to the playoffs. Nothing like what the Knicks got to go through. You got the Clippers number 1, Utah, LA
to the 1 seed,
Denver, Memphis, Phoenix, Portland, Golden State, San Antonio. and San Antonio's sitting in the 9th spot at 11-9, and then you got Houston right behind that at 9-9. That Dallas team you're talking about is 8-12.
And what's our record?
Houston's playing well, by the way.
I tell you what, we'll beat Dallas.
We'll see.
We'll beat Dallas.
We lost to Brooklyn with just KD.
Hey, let me let this sink into you because I don't know.
Lose to Dallas with just Luka.
We swept Dallas last year with no coaching, and a worse roster than what we got now.
We'll see. I'm not making any bold.
Okay, hey, I know.
Bold statements like the Knicks are. A
you may love Luka, man, but Luka can't do it by himself.
You made a bold statement that Dallas is a playoff team, though.
I said Dallas.
You understand about the Knicks?
They have a bubble hangover. This is the same team that was in the bubble
hangover. They got more than a bubble hangover.
To understand that you didn't make a bold statement that the Knicks were, and that's fine.
I didn't say they're a playoff team. I said they're a better team than the Knicks. They got more talent than the Knicks. Man, and I said they could go on a winning streak.
You said they're a playoff team.
Streak. Look it up. No, I didn't.
So then why are you saying?
I did not say Dallas is a playoff team.
What Man said is that's going to be a lottery pick too. And you said, I don't think so. Don't be so sure. So what's your prediction then, Zach?
My prediction is that I'm not making one. What I'm saying is they could go on a winning streak. We can go on a losing streak. You can't act like it's set in stone 20 games into the season.
That's not what he said, though. That wouldn't be a fair response to what he said. Let's be intellectual here. What he said was that is going to be a lottery pick, and you said don't be so sure. So what is your prediction, sir?
For Dallas, exactly.
For Dallas, they'll end up getting it right and at least be close to the playoffs.
Man, keep the same energy, homie. Keep the same energy.
They got better talent than we do. I feel like we're gonna falter.
And you said Dallas having a hangover. A hangover from what? They didn't win nothing.
No, but I'm saying
normally when they use the word hangover,
they're saying other teams had a bubble hangover.
Hey, normally when you hear the word hangover in sports, that go with a champion.
Normally,
that don't go with people that almost made. Nah, Zach. They normally say that with teams that have won the championship.
I said normally, not always. You say
Primo. I didn't call him dumb, Primo. What I said was I wouldn't let him wiggle like that. So he made a statement, and then later he came back. I just wanted him to stay consistent.
I'm gonna look with Dallas. Let me see what Dallas rankings. Where's Dallas?
That's actually brilliant. But he gets emotional sometimes, and then it gets caught.
He's too passionate. He's too
emotional. I get emotional because y'all be making no sense sometimes. Come
Dallas
on now.
Offensive ranking.
I did not argue.
Let's trade everything for Bradley Beal. We'll be a championship
I didn't say everything. Get out of here. But listen. You were clear that the Knicks weren't making the playoffs, and that's fine because I don't think the Knicks are making the playoffs. That's okay. But when we said make a prediction about Dallas, because the conversation was about which pick would be higher. That was the basis for the conversation. That's why I said that's why I said let's have an intellectual conversation. Let's not just change it and then add facts that weren't substantive to the core of the comprehension. So what I'm saying is, if you're saying Dallas's pick is going to be better, then what are you saying Dallas is as a team? And then you kind of like, they'll get it right.
They'll be the 8th seed or the 7th seed.
Thank you.
They'll get it right. Luka Doncic is one of the top 5 players in the league.
So we can hold you to that later. Thank you.
Ahead.
Okay, fine.
Okay. And you can also hold to me the Knicks aren't making the playoffs.
You can hold me to that as well. You can hold me to that as well. I don't call that 9th, 10 playoff. I don't play that.
That's a glorified participation trophy because of the coronavirus.
I think the Knicks going to be 7th or 8th seed.
Okay.
That's what I'm predicting.
I like that. I like those odds on.
Wait, no, you don't, because you didn't go.
Andrew, it don't matter that Luka's alone. Zach said he's going to get it done. Don't matter that we try to tell.
LeBron's been alone and gotten to the finals.
Okay, so here's the thing.
LeBron got to the finals alone.
Right now, Golden State is at 8.
Which we beat.
The Trailblazers are at 7.
Which we should beat.
Phoenix is at 6. Memphis is at 5. Denver's at 4. The Lakers are at 3. Utah's at 2, and the Clippers are at 1. Now, Golden State is 11-9. Oh, we also have San Antonio at 11-9, and we have Houston at 500, 9-9. Right now, Dallas is 8-12, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4 teams ahead of them. So
those
what you're
teams
saying
aren't that
is that
good.
would agree with that. I would agree. I would
Houston
agree
with a bunch of guys who are one injury away from being out of the league.
So they're available. Don't go there, Zach. They're playing though.
So Zach,
they're going to get
they're
hurt.
playing.
At one point,
could have got hard back. They're playing.
So Zach,
okay, Ron.
So I'm asking you, Zach. So I'm asking you.
Simple-minded. They're going to get hurt.
They're going to get hurt. They will. They're going to get hurt. We know Porzingis stays hurt.
So Zach.
So does John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins and Victor Oladipo.
Zach, let me ask.
Hey,
Zach,
hold on, Cornerstone. I want to reply to that. Cornerstone, your boy KP.
He's not my boy. I can't stand KP.
Hey, hold on now. KP ain't played one full season yet since he been in the league. John Wall had.
Oh yeah,
and
10 years
Boogie Cousins. And
5
Boogie
years
Cousins.
ago.
No, 5 years ago. It's 2 years. He was just out for 2 years straight.
Are they coming off is KP coming off a torn Achilles, another torn ACL, anything like that?
Like, I think KP on meniscus. KP got a torn meniscus. He just came back off of.
Oh, that's less than a torn Achilles.
But you know what though? You know what? It's actually worse. If you know anything about, you know what? Hey, you know why? You know what that meniscus does? That's
what an Achilles is?
That's that cart. You know what? I'd rather have a ligament injury than to have my cartilage start going away.
How many people have come back from a torn meniscus and how many came back from a torn Achilles?
You know what?
Zach, check this out. Ask your boy Curtis Martin about it. Why his career ended short in basketball. In football. Meniscus.
How many basketball players have come back from torn Achilles? None.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, you're not playing with no bone on bone, Zach. You're not playing with bone on bone. I don't care how tough you are.
And so the thing we need to recognize, and it'll hurt the argument for Dallas, is right now, out of 15 teams in the West, they're ranked 13.
Right now.
Right now, right.
13. Right now.
And so I understand.
Still
what
3/4 of the season left.
Right. I understand.
Zach's a big Luka fanboy. Damn, boy.
Right.
Luka's one of the best players in the league. What?
They got the 21st ranked offense in the conference.
He's not just a Bradley Beal. I trade the whole team for Luka.
21st.
What are you talking about?
That same team Zach talking about is 21st on offense. And let me see what they had defensively.
So Luka by himself is 21st in the league in offense. Okay, so they're 30 teams.
The
hey,
argument
Zach,
is
I roll with you, man. But I don't know, man.
The argument for Dallas is getting muddied because we don't even know where they'll land in the lottery period. So even if say for instance they're the 14th, they finished with the 7th worst record in the conference, meaning they just missed the playoffs. That doesn't mean that's where they'll pick at. The lottery determines the lottery determines where teams pick. So regardless, we can do this dance around whether they whatever. But it doesn't even matter because the lottery will determine where they are. So once the lottery comes, then we'll have a clearer understanding.
Oh, and Zach, I gotta admit, you are fully exposed. I just want you to know it because you would trade the whole. You would trade the whole team for Luka, but you wouldn't trade 4 players
every year
for Bradley Beal. I just want you
Bradley
to know
Beal is
that.
not
You would
Luka
trade
Doncic.
You would trade.
Bradley Beal is not even close to his level.
Zach, hear me, please. I didn't say he was, but you said you would.
Kevin's looking
Can I finish? No, I can finish, Zach. Promise me, and I am going to finish. It ain't a try. You will trade the whole team for Luka Doncic, but you won't trade 4 players for Bradley Beal, which ain't the whole team. You're on record saying that, sir. Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully. Bradley Beal is nothing compared to Luka Doncic.
Hey, so Zach, let me jump in here right quick. On Zach's side.
What? You want to celebrate? It's not.
What? What are you talking about, Zach? I just said I'm
messing with GI.
Okay.
Don't have Kev.
I was gonna say so.
Wow. Yeah.
The thing about trading for Luka is, unlike Bradley Beal. So Bradley Beal, you trade for a shooting guard, right? But when you trade for Luka, you trade for, and I'm talking about from the Knicks' perspective.
Do it all, everything.
Right, but he addresses
shooting guard, small forward.
So he addresses the 2 things specifically that we need. And that's point guard and small forward. So when you get Luka, it kind of helps you close the gap in 2 positions. right? So when you get Luka, you can play him on ball at point guard. But when you want quickly to get burned at point, you can move Doncic to the small forward, which automatically plugs two holes.
And what I say, the whole team, GI, it's a sarcasticness. I would trade anybody on this team. And any draft pick you want.
Rick Carlisle ain't letting that boy go. Rick Carlisle is not
letting RJ and Randall for Luka Doncic.
Dallas would be
Zach,
crazy.
Please keep the same energy. I am black and white. I'm an accountant. Energy. I'm an accountant. Please keep the same energy.
This isn't a black and white
jumped out.
He's talking about in terms of
I'm not going to have Luka Doncic by himself.
He's saying what your statement was, Zach. He said what you can't watch your mouth with. When you said you trade the whole team, he just holding you to what you
said. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'd trade anybody on this team.
Right. No.
That's what I'm saying. And you can't trade 15 players for one. That's not even legal, I don't think.
Right.
But I would trade anybody. Anybody could get it for Luka Doncic.
And all I'm saying is when the concept came up to moving some pieces
Yes, GI. Yeah, okay. Take everything literal.
Such a history.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you this, Zach. If you got your confidence in KP, and I got my confidence in it. Hey, hold on now. If you got your confidence in KP, and I got my confidence in us getting at least the 10th spot, because top 10, you're in the lottery.
Right.
The way Dallas playing and has been playing, I think we got a better chance of getting that 10 than KP playing even half of the season worth of game. And mind you, the guy ain't played the whole season already. He came in off an injury and don't look good. And let's go back to last year, revisionist history, sir. We're going to talk about this. They was managing KP's minutes last year. We had the shortened season. Remember, they went on a brief hiatus before they started the bubble. And then KP still got hurt while they was managing his minutes after he came back.
And they managed, and not just minutes, but they managed his physicality, his concept.
Yeah.
Remember they said we want to
remember last year they went on a bad losing streak to start the year, and they got hot, and look what happened. That's what I'm saying.
So remember though,
make the playoffs.
They don't have no Seth Curry this year neither. They lost him too. This ain't the same team. Okay, don't poo-poo Seth Curry. Don't do that.
He did help them get to the playoffs.
Don't do that.
And you made a statement. And you made a statement that Bill has not won anything. But now you're going to mortgage everything on Luka, who has won what, Zach?
Luka's 21 has done the same thing Bradley Beal has. With less. He didn't have John Wall.
So the same standards don't apply to Luka as they apply to Bradley Beal. I'm just trying to understand, sir.
He's younger. If Bradley Beal was 21, 22, okay, maybe, but he's still not the same.
I never heard you say that before. That's what you qualify. You allowed to say it. I just never heard you say if Bradley Beal was younger and didn't win anything, I would do it. What I heard you say was Bradley Beal won nothing. I ain't doing.
You're trying to compare Luka to Bradley Beal like it makes sense. It doesn't. Luka is better than Bradley Beal, and he's 21 years old.
But I can tell you this, but that Dallas team last year was better, in my opinion, than any team that Bradley Beal ever had with Washington. Roster for roster, you look at them two teams. You got KP. Matter of fact, the fact that it's KP and Luka by themselves is better than anything Bradley Beal ever had.
So Bradley Beal and John Wall,
and then you throw in Tim Hardaway Jr. in the equation, and Trey Burke. Then you throw in Seth Curry. Who else is on that team? Because
name some players on the Wizards team. So what you can make, like, what name some players on the Wizards team?
But the thing is, like I said, those two guys alone is better than anything that Bradley Beal ever played with in
Washington.
Name
some people Bradley Beal played with then.
Just those two guys. That's all I got to name. Just those two guys, KP and Luka. To your point, Luka is what? What type of player?
He's a top 3, top 5 MVP player every year.
Has Bradley Beal ever played with a top 3 player?
At one point, John Wall was top 10.
Has he ever played with a top 3 player, though? Answer the question.
KP's a top 40 player.
Answer the question, Zach. Stop going around Bucks Ben.
I'm not going on a Bucks break. No,
and
for
you're
John
not
Wall
answering
and
the
Bradley
question.
Beal are
You're
both.
not answering the question, Zach.
You're doing this on purpose.
No, I'm asking you a
Bradley
question.
Beal and John
Yeah,
Wall
I'm
are
doing it
both
on
top
purpose. I'm
15
asking you a
players.
question.
Luka Doncic and KP are on two different levels.
Anybody in the chat since Zach don't want to answer the question?
I said
anybody
no,
on the video chat? Anybody in the virtual chat?
I'll be honest. Zach's been doing the Macarena for about 15 minutes now.
Tell me anything that Zach had. I mean, that Bradley Beal had that's even close to what KP is.
John Wall's better than KP. What do you mean? Stop that.
Oh my goodness.
John Wall's a better basketball player than
KP's injured, but I am not gonna say John Wall is better than KP. I'm not.
You're full of it. You are full of it.
And Zach, let me tighten this up. And Zach, let me tighten this up. Let me one more Uncle Freeze, and then we end it because it ain't going nowhere. KP and Luka complement each other better than John Wall and Bradley Beal.
Absolutely, great point. Great point.
Hey,
John Wall and Bradley Beal went to what?
They made it to the second round of the playoffs 3 years in a row.
Same level. So they complement each other pretty well.
But so
John Wall's better than KP. I don't care what nobody says. That's false if they think KP's anywhere close to John Wall. Mentality, physical great gifts, basketball IQ, play on the court.
Can I get some
Don DeMarco? You say he was injury prone, even though he's injury prone.
So what? What are we even talking about? So what? We talking about the Dallas Mavericks. So what? Man, y'all serious? So what? The Dallas Mavericks? We talking about the Washington Wizards. What are we even talking about? The Washington Wizards? Man, really? What are we even talking about? The Washington Wizards? They may as well be the Washington Generals. What are we even talking about? The fact remains, look, so what? Y'all come back in here, man. Y'all do y'all thing. I just want y'all to hear me say.
I like that. I like that, man.
What?
I like the way you
Whose
did that.
teddy bears are those your teddy bears? Whose teddy bears are those? They don't belong
that's
to
Miss
you.
Mocha's.
So this is more interesting. I can get into I can get into that. And Luka and Bradley Beal.
Let me tell you what.
So the teddy bear thing is every time I make a mistake with Miss Mocha, right? Every time I make a mistake with Miss Mocha, I buy her like a teddy bear and be like, baby, I'm sorry, right? So the truth of the matter is, y'all see 3 teddy bears back there.
There's like 600 in the room,
but it's actually like 600 of them.
It's like that SpongeBob episode with the Krabby Patties. Just open up different doors and everywhere, and it's everything.
I thought it was like a statement. Like, I know I'm big Freezy, but I want y'all to know I'm a big teddy bear.
Chop. Every door I open, teddy bears be like falling out. Everywhere I go, I can't even. And before I go to sleep, I got to knock teddy bears off the bed. Like when I go in the living room, I got to move teddy bears off the chair.
Did you like that transition though? Hey, Freezy, did you like that transition though? Did you like that Whose teddy bears are those?
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, G.I., you better come in front of my house next, man. Come on, stop playing.
Right? Because the thing with Bradley Beal and the thing with Luka is so what? So the Knicks will never get.
I'm listening.
Luka.
I'm listening. Sorry.
The Knicks will never get Luka. So what? And the odds on us getting Bradley Beal.
What we was talking about, Freezy.
Right. I was gonna say that's how
lottery.
What?
Getting that lottery pick. That's why we were talking about Dallas.
Or Carl-Anthony Towns. We talk about everybody.
That Dallas pick that we own. I said I believe it's going to be a lottery pick. I think they're going to give us a lottery pick. That was my take.
Uncle Freezy, the petty competition I had with Zach. So he opened the door and the cancer petty in me.
He admitted it. He's petty.
So I'm a cancer. I'm petty.
What? You said you're petty. Nobody else.
No, I said I'm a Cancer. That's my zodiac sign, and we're petty.
I see my man Free Keith down there.
I'm a Scorpio.
Hey, Free Keith about to come get some. I bet you.
Oh God,
Free Keith, you thought my energy be up. You think my energy be up?
What's up, Legion? What's going on with your boy?
Legion of Knicks podcast.
But that doesn't make any sense, Freezy. So y'all can talk about trading the world for Cat or Bradley Beal, but I can't talk about a guy I like.
No. See, Zach, why you changing that goalpost? Why you moving that goalpost, man?
No, I'm not. He said we're talking about we're not getting Luka Doncic, but we're not getting Bradley Beal or Cat anyway either. So what's it matter?
So no. So for one, this is your show, right? So don't even try to play me with that mess. You know what I'm saying? Zach is like,
it's a question.
Zach is like, yo, welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive featuring Zach and some dude named Uncle Freezy. You know what I'm saying?
What are you talking about?
This your joint. This your joint, man.
He messing with you, Zach.
Hey, Zach, do I not just jump off the screen and just let people eat?
Yeah, but it ain't my show. I'm a part of it. Don't act like I think I'm the only person here.
Zach, I'm not buying you a teddy bear.
Let me tell you something, Zach.
I need a few teddy bears.
Zach's poor girlfriend.
I gotta give my girlfriend some teddy bears.
Y'all got me enjoying
Zach's
this.
Poor girlfriend, boy.
Hey, y'all got me enjoying this so much. I was supposed to be on my
Okay,
elliptical 30 minutes ago, man. I said I can't leave. I'm stuck. Y'all got me stuck in here right now, man.
Right.
I'm the same person out of here as I am on here, yelling all the time.
Hey, there's Free Keith.
Sandy don't make me mad and speak BS all the time.
And see now, Keith in the building now. I know I can't leave and get on that machine,
Absolutely.
man.
So, Keith, tell us about yesterday's game, man. Tell us about yesterday's game. What'd you think?
I think our point guard situation.
I think yesterday's game.
I think. I'm sorry. You talking to Free? Oh, you talking to Free Keith? I thought you was talking to me. I was about to say, man.
What up, Legion? What up, Steven? What up, guys talking recklessly? What up? What I think about yesterday's game is today's game. That's it.
Woo.
That's all that matters.
Okay.
Drop the mic.
We wasn't supposed to win that game. I'm glad we was rocking them for as long as we was rocking them during that game. Like that was good. I like that game. Like it showed me some good things about my team. That's what that game.
They definitely fought. That's for sure. They fought.
We could have really ate that. We could have took a 30-point L that game, and it would have been totally understandable.
So our veterans didn't frustrate you at all. Bullock,
regular basketball. Regular basketball frustration. That's it. That's it. Like regular game time. Like, oh, that was a bad play. That was a good play. But like for the most part, like I'm cool.
Only person frustrated me yesterday was Austin Rivers, man.
If we expect
Austin Rivers is being Austin Rivers, like
I'm gonna tell you, I had to give him a pass through because really when I sat, you can always look back on situations. You're in the moment and you're saying things, and then you really get to really think about it. And I'm gonna tell you what I really think happened with Austin Rivers yesterday, man. I think that game for him was more mental than it was actually the playing part because of all the circumstances surrounding it.
Yo,
so your daddy coached the team that fired him. You played for him
after they forced him to trade you.
And then the situation with, the family situation that I don't
understand.
I think and he wanting to play so hard to beat him.
I can understand. I can understand,
but family situation is that? Can you tell in a PG sense?
I don't care.
Would you
say? Tell the family story in a PG sense. I don't recall.
Well, you know the situation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It wasn't traumatic.
No, but I'm just saying mental situations, man.
We give these guys way too many. This.
I was just asking because I truly don't know.
I'm not talking to you though. Like
no.
In a general sense, like it's not like
Paul George was dating Austin Rivers' sister.
And it ended badly.
Yeah, I'm saying like so what?
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That has nothing to do with basketball.
Nothing to do with basketball. Like
they didn't play together.
It don't have nothing to do with basketball, but it does have something to do with some people mental.
And if that was
at the end of the day, we still people.
If that was the excuse, if that was
Austin Rivers' sister happy,
if that was
Seth Curry, isn't she?
Yeah.
But if that was the excuse, then Rivers came up short. Then
but I'm just And you can tell another thing with how he was playing. He was trying too hard.
Yeah, the one thing
he tried too hard yesterday.
The one thing I'll say about Rivers is I don't like it when he dribbles into the paint and then comes back out. Shoot a short jump shot when you're going into the paint like that, because I'm expecting him to make something happen, and he's just dribbling it back out. He'll go into the paint
and then hand the ball at the time.
Right.
I would have never guessed you would have done.
He's trying to get back to his best college self, yo. That's what he's trying to get back to.
I'm pissed that Austin Rivers can't catch and shoot, period. Anytime he catches it, he immediately jabs. He does not catch the ball ready to shoot.
Right.
Very rarely.
Guys,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
We are happy with our young guys, though, right? They played pretty good.
Absolutely. Hey, they showed.
So we can't. The veterans aren't like they're supposed to be able to go against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and those types either. They're not that good.
They're supposed to be able.
Doesn't mean we should expect.
They're supposed to be able to chip in. They're supposed to be able to chip in and be better.
We keep playing them like they're not that good, this, that, and the other. But like we're a decent team. It was a bad night. Like I don't believe.
What I'm saying is they're not on the Clippers level either.
I don't
young
believe
guys or vets.
I don't believe in good losses. Like no loss to me.
I'm with you.
I believe in acceptable losses. Like that was all right. Cats, like these certain cats had a bad game. These other cats had a good game. It was a bad loss. We were supposed to lose that game anyway. Period. But I tell you what though, I'm gonna have a different thing to say about it. We do that same thing against the Bulls today and Wednesday. I definitely will have something different to say about that.
Hey, so we sweeping the Bulls.
It's not about sleep on the Bulls, but they not the Clippers. Like that's
goddamn Keith. That's not what he said. He said we're sweeping.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Get them speakers fixed, homie.
I'm gonna tell you what. I expect us to bludgeon them boys today.
Can you use it in a sentence, GI?
Right. and so here's the other thing I want to get to real quick before the waters get choppy again. I believe Obi Toppin is going to be our version of Sean Marion.
Absolutely, I agree.
Whoa, Chuck said that like 3 months ago.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Said that like 3 months ago.
Yeah, that's not nothing new.
That's who I saw.
That's not a new statement. That's not a new statement.
Because a lot of people said, so a lot of people said that they compare him to Amari Stoudemire.
First, that's what I was seeing was Amari Stoudemire, but the more and more I watched him, I said he looking like Sean Marion.
I think he's going to be
Sean Marion minus the ugly stuff.
They're turning
as long as he don't have that jump shot.
They're turning him into Sean Marion.
Yeah.
Like, his college play and coming into the NBA, it was definitely Amari.
It
was definitely Amari.
Yeah.
Right. And so the thing about Sean Marion though is Sean Marion was not a high volume shooter. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, a guy that was going to get you 27, 28 points a game. But he did the unbelievable physical stuff. Like he could defend up. Like Sean,
right.
Yeah, like Sean Marion could defend up and he could defend down. Like
he could get you 20, 10, and 5 if he needed to.
On any good night.
Right.
So.
Right.
Sorry guys, sorry Uncle Ron and Freezy. Yo, salute Uncle Keith. I love you, man. Listen, what's that song that you drop in the beginning of the morning drive? I need that while I'm shoveling. Because G.I. don't want to come help me with his machine, but it's okay.
You don't want to send us our food. You send us our food, we'll help you shovel.
Okay, this is just for Chop right here. Just for Chop Low.
I love you.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken languages, spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Yo.
G.I. looked like real quick.
Hey,
G.I. looked like he was doing a TikTok.
Hey,
watching him dance behind you.
You know my MO. So when he said I write without obscenities,
right?
I was like, oh, and then when he started,
was that Ron?
He reminded me of the Jizza.
Yeah,
was that him singing?
Yeah,
man, that joint hard. I needed that to go finish.
Hey, so
you gotta be ready to run through that thing right now, man.
Yeah, man. Hey.
That's like coming out the tunnel right and bust through the Knicks logo.
How could you see me? I couldn't see you.
And so for those that play chess, I
don't know how. It just I heard it. I could see everybody on the panel.
So for those that play chess, there's a lot of chess allegory.
You were like
in there, like a lot of references. There's a lot of chess allegory.
Like a
TikTok. Yeah. So, but yeah. So the Sean Marion thing, I think, is probably more of a realistic thing for Obi. And
I think he'll be better though.
But Sean was a
Sean Marion-ish. But I think
Sean Marion was a great defender.
I think he'll be better than him offensively.
And Sean Marion was one of the best defenders of his time.
He can leap too now.
Yeah. So Free Keith, how do you think Obi's offense is going to translate to the NBA? Seeing that he's struggling offensively for the first time.
They're pushing him to be. I can see the development is to be that the stretch four. That's like, you know what I'm saying? So like I see that coming along. Like I feel like he's gonna come along more in that lane. I don't think I think that he thought that, or they thought that he might be able to, how he was bullying cats in college, like that was gonna translate to the NBA. And I feel like he don't got the body for that, where he was bigger than cats before.
Right.
So but I see his game transition, and I feel like he's offensively going to become more of a perimeter threat. And I like him as a defender.
Okay.
That's different.
I'm gonna tell you, Obi opened my eyes to him with his being able to guard. When I saw him guard Prince 1-on-1,
Torian Prince.
Hey, you say that, Zach, but the knock on him was he couldn't guard nobody of that.
Yeah, like people said he couldn't guard anybody, and it kind of like
Torian Prince is a nobody.
His gameplay lets me think that. It makes me think.
What can he do on the offensive end?
What we're talking about is the man guarding Zach. That's all we talking about, and you know that's when the knock on this kid from the time he came in the league. They're saying the guy can't guard nobody.
I think he'll play.
I saw him lock a man up on that play and made him miss the jump shot.
You might as well have Shaq go on him one-on-one with a perimeter game like Torian Prince. Torian Prince don't got to dribble like that.
Torian Prince will lock you up right now, Zach. Why are you talking?
That's defense. That's defense.
He'll lock you up and he'll put 50 on your back.
KP would do whatever he wanted to you too. So why? I mean, you can't talk bad about KP.
So the thing
what do you
is,
mean? What is this even trying to get at?
What I'm getting at is you trying to poo-poo the point we talking about with my man Obi. We talking about defense. And you trying to act like Obi came in the league as a defender. You know better than that.
Yeah. I'm not saying like he's a lockdown defender, but like he doesn't have like he's not a horrible defender. To me, like his defense is all right. Like I don't see like the glaring what you call it in his defense that people were saying like, oh, like he can't that people were really kind of like saying he was a black hole.
Okay, well Kevin Knox is
how about we say this?
I have expectations.
How about we say that Obi Toppin's defense has improved?
Absolutely.
Can we just say that?
Yeah. It's not even improved. It's kind of like we didn't even get enough chance to see it first before people even kind of like made their predictions about it. How many games have we seen him in for real?
You got
good point.
Here's
what I want to say. Here's what I want to say about Obi Toppin. If Kevin Knox hustled the way Obi Toppin hustled on both ends of the court, we would be in amazing shape right now.
Word.
Say it again.
More than just Knox. If a couple guys who hustle, if they hustled as much as Obi, we'd look a lot better.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's where the Sean Marion comparison comes in, because Sean Marion's motor was it was locked on go.
It was never
48 minutes.
It was different. Yeah.
So that's the reason why I say Sean Marion.
And he's defending the toughest guy on the court, regardless. Like that's
Sean
what
Marion?
I like about Sean Marion.
Yeah, Sean Marion took.
Yep. And with all that energy and effort expended on the defensive end, he could still get you 20, 10, and 5.
Yeah, still running up and down the floor in that high.
Yeah, that light-skinned dude, he was hard working, I mess with that.
Hey, so I don't know if he worked as hard as me, but he was all right.
See, y'all light-skinned cats is always infighting. Y'all always infighting.
Yeah. But hey, I'm pitch black on the inside.
Tell you what.
So anyway.
Come Sean Marion, I'm happy.
Yeah.
He becomes Sean Marion, I'm happy.
More than happy. What?
Exactly.
What are you talking?
And that would fit comfortably next to.
He's a two-way player.
That would fit comfortably next to a Randall.
And he can play the three.
The three.
Yeah.
And even his defense right now is what I thought that why he couldn't play the three, but I'm watching it. He can play the three.
Exactly.
I don't want to see him guard. Why he can't play the three.
What I'm saying about Taurean Prince and guys like that is I want to see him guard threes with an offensive game, not just catch and shoot guys. I want to see that before we can say he can guard. I know that.
I'll tell you this, Keith.
But I'm saying this Taurean Prince. He's a catch and shoot guy.
Now I see why Tom Thibodeau was saying he wanted to play them guys together from the jump, and that's why I predict. I'm sitting there thinking Kevin Knox would have been out of the rotation a lot sooner because it had Obi not gotten hurt.
Well, maybe
because remember he wanted to see Obi. He wanted to see Obi and Julius on the floor together. So Julius wasn't going to play the small forward.
I said before you could try to get Obi at the three because he's only 1 inch taller than Kevin Knox, same weight. You know, he's not. It's not like he's too big, 260.
But the frame, the width of it, he looked bigger than that.
Well, his top half looked 260, bottom half looked 185.
Yeah, it's his shoulders. His shoulders make him look.
He skipped leg day.
His shoulders make him look beefy.
I got a hot take. I got a hot take that's about to really.
Is it going to make me mad?
I don't know, but here's the thing.
Okay, we'll see. That's the beauty of you and me. Sometimes we agree.
We started the season trying to trade Julius Randle, and his value could not be higher. We're at a point where everybody that we're trying to add to this team and everybody we're talking about doing with this team is because of Julius Randle. He is probably the future of the New York Knicks.
No, hey, GI, we agree.
I can tell you this: he ain't going nowhere. If I'm Leon Rose, I'm signing on with you, GI. I'm not getting rid of him.
If he doesn't get extended, and like there isn't somebody like damn near KD to replace him, like I'm going to the MSG with pitchforks and torches. That's it. That's it. Now I'm burning it down.
Fellas, think how long you've been waiting for a player to play at this level. You know, and I know people say, it's Julius Randle. Forget thinking about what you saw in the past. Focus on what you're seeing now. The way this guy is playing the game of basketball, and to a certain degree, you got to look at the past. Because up until last year, the guy was climbing every year in the league. It wasn't no year where he was up and he was down, up and down. His game been going up every year.
Until he got here that year.
Exactly. And then we know what happened last year. He didn't have
what do I say about that last year? It was a transition period. He's never been the number one guy before. He needed to learn how to do it.
Say that again, Coach.
He needed to learn. You can't just put someone in the number one option and make them do it without giving them a grace period to learn how to do it.
This is all after the fact talk because some people been saying that during while it was happening and fans were poo-pooing them like myself. Like they were like, oh no, he trash. Look at him. Like, oh, he getting 20 and 10, but look how he getting his 20 and 10. Like, cats like myself and like I'm gonna say two other cats is like, look, his issues is all coaching. It's not talent. Look,
no, man. I was on Twitter, man. I was getting killed on Twitter last year.
I said it was only a couple of us, Freezy. I said it was only a couple of us. And it was like, oh, you just love Randall. You Randall acolytes. Like, nah, I can see through to the man's talent. Like, he mad powerful. He's mad quick. Like, why wouldn't you want that dude? Like, look at give him some space. Nobody can hold him one-on-one.
Did you see them handles? Did you see them handles he put on? You guys know them handles he put on Kawhi yesterday? Oh my goodness.
Do you guys know the best thing about him too? Is if like let's say RJ turns out to be the superstar we all hope he can be and a number one option, Julius can play off of him. Julius can play off of him. He knows how to not be a number one option and how to be successful other than just having the ball in his hands. So he can play off of RJ. He can play off of if someone else comes here. He don't have to just have the ball in his hands.
Two things with Julius that I love in any player. When you are available and you are productive.
Right.
And that game, I keep going back to that Cleveland game, man. I really got even more love for the way the dude playing the game, man. That game, the dude had 5 assists before he made a basket. Before he made his
first basket.
Before he even attempted a shot. He was just like
he
I said,
didn't
man.
Put the ball in the air for himself before he had 5 assists.
It was like, you know what? I said, he been watching LeBron, man. Because it looked just like what LeBron does. Is what LeBron does. LeBron, and I think really the light, and I said it earlier, man, I don't know if you heard me. The light has went on to the point with Julius where he says, you know what? I can get my points. I can score on anybody in this league. Let me make sure I get these other guys involved first. And that's what he's been doing.
And it's so evident, and you know what's so funny?
It's effortless.
It's still
people
fans.
Still want to trade him for nothing.
Fans who don't believe it right now. It's still fans we need to trade him. We need to trade him for picks while he's still hot.
But you can't save them though. You can't save them because those are the ones that are going to jump off the cliff. They're not going to get pushed off.
And those are the ones that's going to jump off. That wouldn't trade Kevin Knox for Ben Simmons.
And this is important. Shout out to Stephen Fox. Stephen Fox and Randall is also a top 3 defensive rebounder. Yeah. Let that sink in. You know what that means? Yeah. When you're on the defensive board, that means
possession.
Another team from getting them second chance points.
Right.
Don't tell nobody that.
And so here's the thing. Here's the thing that I used to argue with people on Twitter last year, and not to rehash it to build myself up, but just to continue the conversation. So they used to say Julius Randle didn't pass out of the double teams, right? And so, but Julius Randle saw the double team coming, and he would kick it out to a dude named Mo Harkless, and Mo Harkless would break the shot clock with his 3-point attempt, right? And so the next time the double team come, he'll kick it out to a dude named Mo Harkless, and Mo Harkless would fumble the pass and shoot a brick, and then he's like, oh. Or and I was gonna get to that. And guess who else used to kick it out to and shot bricks? RJ Barrett, right? Yeah, and so that hurt people's heart when you say stuff like that, right? But the facts are the facts, right? And then then Julius Randle catches it and is like, do I kick it out to RJ Barrett, who was clapping in the corner for 3? Or do I take this shot myself? You know what I'm saying?
And the percentages of it going in is probably going to be the same.
About the same, except you risk a turnover by passing it, right? And so people say,
I'm laughing at you, Freezer. I'm laughing at Kaiser Sosa in the chat, man.
And so, but the thing is people was like, yo, Julius Randle is putting up empty stats. But then when you say, well, who else on? If his stats were empty, who on the team put up quality stats?
Yo, we'd be losing by like 40 points every game.
If you ask some people, it was Kevin Knox. If you ask some people, it was anybody else. Just not.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Hey, let me ask you this. Can somebody answer the question? So somebody answer this question. If Julius Randle's stats last year were empty stats, who on the team was putting up quality stats?
Nobody.
Frank Ntilikina.
Oh, see.
Hey, and I'm talking nonsense.
Hey, he wanted the triple B's, man. He wanted the real triple B's, man. MPSJ and Kevin Knox hit the triple B's.
Right.
Big B's.
Right. And so I'm like
Muska busts.
Right. And so I'm asking guys because legit. Oh, I'll give you an example. Joe Madden, who's my guy, and we love Joe Madden. Hey, Joe Madden, get well soon, man. Joe Madden, get well soon. We miss y'all. Hey, but so Joe Madden was like, but Uncle Freezy, he put up empty stats last year. And every time I try to ask, well, if his stats were empty, whose stats were quality, we never get to that argument. We never.
By the way, they triple B's Treyway.
Yeah. So I ask you. I'm here to tell people that Julius Randle was making this turn for the better last year, but since you had a coach that didn't have a clue last year, and then another dude that was coaching for his life, last year.
I want to put one caveat there though. We were seeing better gameplay from him and the rest of the team as the season was under Miller, as the season was winding down. Had we had a full season, I think we would have ended that year seeing a much better team.
Right, under Mike Miller, because under Mike Miller, everybody got
they played a whole
this is a fact.
All your favorite guys got better under Michael Miller. RJ.
I wanted to keep him in some aspects.
Because Julius Randle. So here's a news flash for everybody. Julius Randle was averaging the same numbers under Mike Miller as he's averaging right now.
What about the assists?
Yep, those 44 games he played under Mike Miller. Julius Randle averaged 22.5 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists under Mike Miller.
In less playing time.
Right.
Don't say that.
Right. And so the thing is I'm not saying that last year he was worse or he didn't get better this year. What I'm saying is Julius Randle turned the corner last year and was getting better.
He was starting to get it.
Yeah, but this year, when you have better players and a better offensive system around Randle, where you could because last year, all I said on Twitter last year was look at the spacing on the floor. The spacing has nothing to do with shooting. It's about where your personnel is what I was saying on Twitter. Because last year we were like, oh, we need to space the floor. We need some shooters. That was the talk all summer. But when you look at it on video, Julius Randle would have the ball and Kevin Knox would be 6 feet away.
With his hand up his butt.
You like with his hand up his butt. And so now you like, why is Kevin Knox 6 feet away instead of 18 feet away?
Well, Freezy, I think they benched Kevin Knox
make that same shot in practice. So Randle was scared during game time. Yeah.
They benched Kevin Knox yesterday because Teb said, all right, you don't want to keep your hand out of your butt? Keep it in your butt. Just sit down. Don't stand in the corner with it. Just sit down.
He has the worst body language when he doesn't want, when he's like, yo, Kevin Knox really kind of, he's just not.
He's the biggest disappointment on this team by far.
He don't have any clean ears.
He's the biggest disappointment over Frank and DSJ to me.
But
because
the difference
he has
is
all the physical too. But what I want to
and his issue is all mental.
Like Randle is playing smarter too. It's not like he was starting to get it last year, but he's playing smarter this year.
Yeah,
my son's uncle, he sent me a video the other day just to laugh at me. It was 32 minutes long with the song on replay. You spin my head right round.
Right.
And it was just Julius turning the ball over out of spin moves.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, man. What
you don't see that anymore.
You have to respect the off-season work that he put in, yo.
Y'all remember that?
You have to respect that.
Yes.
I feel like again on the team, he's exhibiting the guy who spent his off-season time the best.
Yeah,
I agree. Who looks like they've done time. They're 9 months off.
Man,
so hey Ron, I'm gonna step out of the way so y'all can talk. So we won't talk over it. So I'm gonna just move out of the way, man. Let's try eat.
Thanks again, Uncle Freezy. Oh, sorry.
Chop, you good, man. You good, man. Hey,
I needed that joint, man. Sorry.
It's 4 things that Tibbs talked about that I'm seeing with this team. When he talked about, the 4 phases you went in, development. We seeing development from our players.
Exactly.
Then when you come to the fact of the other aspects that he said,
what'd you say my name for, Chop?
You want to be able to improve your team. When we talk about potential free agents, right? Free agents come to a team where they see a team looking like they're functional and they're doing the thing.
And they got the bread to pay you.
Exactly. They got the money. And then we're going to be able to address the situation with the draft. So when you look at everything that Tibbs been talking about, you're seeing it with this team, man. And
we already saw the draft situation, though. We already saw the draft situation on how they came off on quickly, even as we were bashing it as a bad pick. As we were bashing it as a bad pick. Like, yo, these guys really are keyed in a lot more than we're giving them credit for. And I'm
Hey, listen, what you said, Ron, that's a great take because
was bringing in the best decision James Dolan ever made was bringing in Leon Rose and that's
No, this whole time to me, my hashtag is blame Dolan.
Yeah, we can blame him for this too.
For everything,
blame him for this one because he finally got it, man. And shout out to the guy. Right. He done spent a lot of money over the years trying to get this thing competent, and right now I got to say it's competent, man. From top to bottom, the coaching.
I could cry.
We got a dream team of coaches, man.
I could cry.
This thing too much, man.
When I think about how greatly we are improved in terms of just the front office from 5-6 years ago, like I could cry right now. You have no idea.
We finally competent.
The future looks legitimately bright to me. Like I don't know how to express this. I don't know how to express it.
And going back to what Ron said, if you build it like the movie, they'll come, and we build it accordingly.
Chop, that's a nice one-liner you brought there, boy. Hey, keep that thing coming. You hear me? Hey, my man Bodega Wi-Fi wants us to do this, so we gonna do this thing. You know what I mean? Hey, y'all know what this is. It's the morning drive with Uncle Freezy, man. Blowing his tails. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, you need to do it. I say it over and over. You ain't going to the majors, ain't gonna get this much content, but no Knicks. You're not gonna even get a commercial slot. You getting hours of it. Knicks talk. That's what we do. Shout out to my
snowstorm and all that, right? Snowstorm and all that.
Exactly. And my man Chop got that breakfast buffet for us. You know what I mean? He got all that for you. He got all
come around back
links. He got links. He got. Hey man. Chop, tell them what you got on the menu back there, man.
Hey, man, listen. We got sausage, eggs, and cheese the way you like it. We got breakfast burritos, if the way you like it. We got steaks and eggs the way you like it.
IHOP style. Keep going.
And we got avocado guacamole with, if you want to mix it and make in your burrito. We got the salsa sauce. Habanero. You want some spice?
John, can you open a restaurant so we can all drive hours away and just talk ish in your restaurant? Can we do that?
I would totally be down to go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give Ron the key and Freezer the key, so when I leave, they open up the shop at night and in the morning.
Exactly. Yeah, but Ron and Freezy,
you got to be there.
Ron and Freezy in other states.
Long story short, smash that like button.
Yeah, man.
Word. Yo, you could copy it and text it to somebody, right?
If this video gets 1,000 likes, we'll force Chop to open his own restaurant.
Get them like buttons.
I'm gonna have a food truck first. With
another Knicks fan, because everybody don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Let them know. Let them know. Get everybody in the building, man. Turn this thing up to 100 degrees.
For sure.
And let them know, just because we Knicks fans, we don't turn back anybody. As long as you ain't trolling or hating, come join us.
Tell them.
Money.
Word.
That's my guy, man. Freezy know we go back like babies on Similac. You heard me? You know what I mean?
Hey, and yo, speaking of Similac, dog, do you see how much Similac costs nowadays, dog?
How much?
Wow. Because of the Corona and everything going up, Lysol and all that, they even jacked up the Similac?
So you tell me I need to invest some of my money in their stock, huh?
Yes.
They tell me don't have no kids right now, yo.
Yeah.
They telling you it's not a good financial choice right now.
So it's not a good time to have a baby.
Do you want to eat or do you want the baby to eat? You know what I'm saying?
Eat.
Well, Chop delivers me my steak like he promises. We will both be able to eat.
My grandson get ready to be born next month, man. So you got me thinking.
Hey, so
I better buy some kids.
Make sure y'all get some super chats up on Man.
Y'all can eat every other day.
Ron, I can't see you being a grandfather. I can't, man. You look
I didn't see it. Hey, matter of fact, let me tell you how the thing went down, man. My daughter, you know, I know they had me on video just like this, right? So I know they thought they was gonna get a reaction out of me. She was like, "Daddy, whose ultrasound is this?" So she showed me the picture, right? So I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh man, I said, I don't want to say the wrong kid. I don't want them to feel, you know what I mean, slighted or anything. Right. So I was sitting there, I said, I'm sorry, but I don't know who it is.
I don't have my reading glasses.
She was like, it's your grandchild. So I'm just sitting there, boy, and you can see all of them just looking at me like, wonder what he getting ready to say.
Uh-oh.
I know what he was going to say.
You didn't even
all I said was just like, man. and I know why they were looking at me like that, because you know I always told them, man, hey, when y'all have children, man, I hope y'all married because I don't want y'all to be in no situation. You know, hey, y'all going separate ways. You know what I mean? Make sure, you know what I mean? Make sure you know what I mean? And I know that's why they were looking at me. But the good thing is I had on the mask. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, MTV glorifying 16 and pregnant. So there you go.
Wow,
you know what I
right.
mean? I'm happy to say, man, she, 26 years old, graduated college,
absolutely.
Worked for Sony Music Group in Nashville. Right. She went to school for the business side of it. They're about to get married in August, and they've been together for 8 years. You know what I mean? So,
yo, God
you
bless.
Know what I mean?
God bless.
Of course, I would have loved for her to be married, but hey,
right, it is. Yeah.
Hey, when me and her mom had her, we weren't married yet. So, you know what I mean?
And that worked out.
God bless. God bless. God bless.
He's got to be happy, Ron.
Yeah, I'm about to be, granddad's gonna have a grandson. You know what I mean? So
he probably went up to the belly and put it. Do you think Kevin Knox is a bust? You're hearing me? Is that a yes? Yeah, I need my grandson.
He gonna come out. He handing him a Knox jersey.
Oh shit!
Kevin Knox is a bust.
Get some Knicks stuff, right? You know that.
Of course.
I might go. I need to find. They got some Knicks diapers. You know what I mean?
They're gonna be expensive.
Oh, I know. It'll have Frank
on the
Ntilikina number on it.
See, there you go again. Here you go again.
The Knicks diapers is a Frank Ntilikina jersey.
Oh,
and so what they're gonna say is it have doo-doo in it anyway.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
The front is Frank, so you pee on Frank.
Did you drive over that?
Is not.
Wow.
No, you drove over the shovel?
The number 11 jersey usually have doo-doo in it anyway.
Y'all gonna disrespect Frank and Knox like that? Like, damn, yo, like.
Yeah, I mean,
I forgot. Team. Let's give them all participation trophies and say they're great. They're most things on our team.
I'm gonna back up just a little bit.
Man, y'all got me
great. Participation trophies to everybody for free keys.
This is a good one.
Give everybody participation trophies. They're great. They're great.
So man, hey, what y'all predictions for the game?
Well, let me just keep the heat here.
What y'all predictions for the game? I'm gonna give y'all my prediction, man. I definitely gonna have to go get on this elliptical, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna back out of the way for a second.
What I see tonight, I think we win. New York 115, Chicago 105.
I like that score. That score kind of speaks to me.
We're gonna lose by 8.
That also speaks to me a little bit, though. Like,
I think we're gonna lose.
I feel like it's so much a game that we can easily win that we might easily lose.
Yep.
Hopefully, they've learned from past mistakes.
Yeah, I have to trust that the team is actually getting they're learning how to win. Like they're becoming a better team. Like so.
I'd love to eat my words, but that's what I feel.
Any potential for this game to get canceled? While you guys give your prediction,
I talked about that earlier. Gi, I was wondering, man. I was like, hopefully they're already out of the city. I know they got to be out of the city by now.
Is it home? It's home or away?
It's away.
In Chicago. In Chicago.
Chicago
got to be in Chicago already. Then
both games are in Chicago.
They got to be.
They probably used to having. They probably.
They're both in Chicago.
Yeah, both games in Chicago. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
They're probably in Chicago already.
And no fans.
We good. They'll play those.
No excuses. No excuses. We want these games. We need these games. These two wins. I need 28 more wins. Like these are definitely 2 wins I need.
Yep.
I need them now.
Boy, hey, thank goodness for the schedule makers for both of those games to be in Chicago.
What?
Yeah. It probably has something to do with COVID.
That makes sense.
But these are must-win games. Like you cannot lose these. If you talk about your playoff team,
I didn't expect.
If they lose both these games to the Bulls, I don't want to hear nothing.
If I'm being honest, I didn't really expect to win I didn't expect to win yesterday's game. So like this game, but these 2 games are like and the Cleveland game were the 3 games that we needed to win out of our road trips, and just like I'm saying, we need those 3.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, tonight, RJ going for 30.
Every night,
Buddy, you say it every night.
RJ's going for
You
30.
say it every night.
And he get 30 though. That's the question.
23. I said 25 last night. He gave me 23.
At some point it'll happen.
25, 7 and 5. That's what I was looking
He's
for.
gonna get 30 and we lose by 5. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't give a damn what he going for. I hope he going for the win. That's what I want him to go for.
Yeah,
Go
I
for
want
the
to see.
damn win.
You know what I want to see tonight? I want to see us just destroy this team. That's what will make that is what will make me happy. I don't want to see no close win, even though I'm gonna take it. I want to see them put their foot 48 minutes on this team neck.
I have a thing. Kobe White tends to go off on us shooting the three.
Yeah, Kobe.
I feel like he could get hot and just blow this thing open.
He is a North Carolina top.
Levine can show us why we need to trade for him.
But our defense, though.
Our defense is better than
our defense, though. And it's been right. Even when our offense is off.
Levine might have a chip on his shoulder. Maybe trying to show teams.
Oh, you shishkiing our defense? We a top 5 defender.
No, I'm saying.
No, not you. Not you. I'm hollering at him.
Well, everybody always holler at him. It's okay.
I love our defense. I love our effort, but we give a lot of
top 5, bro. Like, what you want?
Where does Chicago rank at 3-point shooting as a team?
I feel you, but like, we make them have to resort to 3-point shooting. Those are different. Those are shots you didn't intend to take. Like, it's a totally different thing. Like, if a 3-point shot was in your set, like we ran down court, like we were set up to run a 3, or if Cat is running you out of the paint and you need to shoot 3s, it's a totally different thing.
That's not.
I'm not arguing you
anyway.
Keith, you're preaching to the congregation. All right, man.
Have a good one, man. Hey, see y'all later, man. Hey,
get your health up.
To Lawrence Tears, the Nick at Night, the Morning Drive. Hey, if you're a Knicks fan and you haven't subscribed yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. You heard me? I'm gonna tell you that. Hey,
and I gotta come jump on your show. I'm jumping on your show today.
Hey, come on, man. The door open, man.
I'm jumping on the show today.
I'm gonna have them ribs for you. You heard me? You know what I mean? Hey, y'all have a good one, man.
Okay, good luck, man.
Peace.
I'm not arguing that we played a defensive game against Cleveland. Man, was one of the greatest defensive games I've ever seen. I said this team defending the paint, but Cleveland shot like and Boston, but it was without Tatum, but still in Boston. But this team, we give up a lot of open 3-pointers, and all season we have. And I agree with you. It's by design. I'll go with that. Yeah. But if a team at home gets hot from 3, we'll have a hard time beating.
I mean, well, you live with that.
Offense is not
you live with that. I feel you. Like that's a big if. But
you can either stop the 3 or you could stop the paint. You got to pick one.
Exactly. And I feel like as I'm evaluating how they're playing the defense, like I was kind of like, like they're giving a bunch of open 3s, but like how is it that all these teams are having their worst shooting nights against us?
Because they close out better. But like last game against the Clippers, our closeouts were horrible.
And exactly, it doesn't work every time. But I understand the methodology is like.
But the effort of closing out wasn't there last game, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like that's why it looked so bad. That was effort wise.
Yeah,
like if we close out our shooters,
that was more effort. Yeah.
Kev, what you doing? Looking down. You looking for excuses for Frank?
He's looking
for excuses for Frank.
Talk about
on the real. Again, this is what I'm talking about, man.
You shaking instead of rocking now.
I already said I'm done with Frank, but I'm not gonna keep bashing on him like y'all keep clowning him, man.
Bro, you bashed someone. Who did you bash earlier instead of in defense of Frank? Who did he bash earlier, GI? He bashed somebody.
Ooh.
I didn't come on till late. He hasn't said nothing.
Nobody in the world can be bashed in favor of Frank. Like that should be a no-no.
He'll bash Knox in favor of Frank. He'll bash DSJ. He'll bash.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
Listen, it's one thing.
Here's the thing.
It's one thing to be critical of a person's game, but to call them
stay in the
garbage or anything. I mean, they're on our team, man.
Hey, Kev, I'm in this corner. You go to the other corner.
How can you be critical of someone's game when you hardly even get to see it?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I'm not gonna call him.
But it's not. But whose fault is that? Like, Kev, his groin is still in the hospital.
Man,
Kev,
I'm out, man.
Come on, Kev. It's all jokes, Kev. Come back.
Yeah, Kev is gone.
Kev, come back. It's all jokes. You know we love you. Stop it.
But yeah, like we got to put on a show. We got to put on a show.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
We got to put on a show.
You know how much I get made fun of?
No, Keith is talking about putting on a show in Washington. You're talking about putting on a show in Blonde.
We always put on a show
Chicago.
Here. Like,
That's what I'm trying to say. Kev, don't get mad and leave.
But we got to put on a show tonight. Like, I don't even want it to be to tell you the truth, I don't even want it to be an exciting game. I want it to be a decided game from the first tip. Like, like it looked like New York got the energy, and that's it. Like, I don't even want no back and forth. Like, it's a good game. Nah, I want it solidly
going to be a
solidly
back and forth.
game.
Go ahead, ladies.
Solidly Knicks game from tip off to final.
Stop hitting on the females. I see.
When they walk about.
Chop out there in them streets for real. He ain't gonna get blinded. He ain't gonna get blinded by the white snow. Look at them joints.
Chop look like he just future.
Hey, the man look like Joe Cool.
Freezy, who did Kev bash earlier? Did he come at you in support of
Would you leave Kev alone? He's gone.
Leave Kev alone. He's not even there.
I wanted to answer my question because I couldn't remember it, and I was feeling like my memory was fading.
Yeah, so I said that DSJ was my heartstring out of the three, and he thought I was trolling him about Frank, but I wasn't. I wasn't, and so what it did was prompt me to troll him about Frank. So, but anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Man, I'm mad tired, and I got some errands I gotta run. So I just wanted to let y'all know, man. Hey, man, I love y'all, brothers. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, man. Y'all stay safe out here, in this world, man. These streets and stuff, all this stuff going on. The Knicks at Night podcast gonna be fired tonight. Just got word from the Blorence Tears debate champ that he is willing to put his belt on the line versus all comers, right? Versus all comers, and so that means for the OGs, that means for the Gs, and you know what I'm saying. That means for everybody. And so what I would advise for the OGs is stay in your lane. Y'all don't want to smoke really. This young dude is. And look. I'm trying to tell the Larry Holmes and everybody to stay out the ring with Mike Tyson.
Who's the champ, Mo? Who's the champ, Mo?
Precious Smiths?
No. This is Sports Vibes TV. Sports Vibes TV is the champ. He ain't like Chuck, so Chuck will rope a dope with you. But this kid, Sports Vibes TV, man, he ain't trying to be in the ring all night. He trying to knock people out and go to the club. He a different dude.
Tell him from this OG that my body and brain don't work past 12:30 a.m. So as long as that's the fight time, that they'll never have to worry about a competition.
He won't have to worry about you, right?
But if they ever want this 9:30 a.m. smoke, I'm
smoke. That's
I'm your guy. 9:30 in the morning, I'm your guy.
That's a good idea. Maybe we should move it to like Saturday morning.
So there's no excuses.
Yeah, if we move it to like Saturday morning, then but listen, if we move it to 9:30, this dude is still ferocious. I'm telling you, sports.
GI about
GI, man. Oh
right
boy.
Right after my first J of the day, ready to go.
Bam!
Bam!
After the wake and bake, anything's possible.
For real.
Anything is possible.
Am I the only one here that don't
possible?
So, all right, hey fellas, I'm gonna get out
but
of here.
But it's legal. I'm in Jersey, Zach. It's legal in Jersey, baby. So I
haven't touched that stuff in like 10 years.
Wow.
Oh, good for you.
Wow.
You probably need some. Maybe it'll chill you out.
10 years, like what? You was like 13?
16.
Oh,
16.
Oh, wow. hey, fellas, listen, man, I appreciate y'all.
I wanted to be a police officer.
I appreciate y'all. Hey, Chop, I got your voicemail, and I'm supposed to call you back, man. I owe you a call.
Was it?
I owe Chop a call, man, but, man, this stuff just be crazy. But anyway, I'll holler at y'all, man. Y'all be peaceful, man.
Love.